besties. I hope you are having the most amazing day today. I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your patience and all of your kind words the last couple of weeks as I've been so busy with my wedding and my honeymoon and just all of the things. I am back, but I am crispy. All right, but it was just such an amazing month and I'm so grateful for you and your patience throughout that time. As a gratitude from me to you, I wanted to offer 10% off of all of my 1-hour private tarot readings that are going to be done via Zoom at www.marinatarot.com. They are only applicable for my 1-hour readings through the month of March 1st to March 31st. I'm going to give 10% off using the code GRATEFUL, GRATEFUL, GRATEFUL on my website. So definitely check that out. I love you cuties so much, and thank you again for all of your kindness, your love, and your support. I love you endlessly. Mwah. I'm also doing something kind of fun this month. Well, I don't know if it's going to be fun yet, but we're going to try it out both on YouTube and Instagram, since I know that some people don't have one platform or the other, where I'm going to be bringing back my cards of encouragement, and I'm going to try to do it every single day for the month of March, because I know that I've been told from a lot of people, like not just from my videos but just videos in general, that tarot pick a card videos can sometimes be a little long to sit through if you're just needing like a quick pick me up, a quick message from spirit, and you don't have the time to sit through a 30 to 45 minute reading, which is totally understandable. So back in October of 2021, I started doing these, and so many of you loved them and reached out to me and let me know how much you loved them. So we are bringing them back for the month of March, and we'll see how they go and see how we like them. But look out for that both on Instagram and YouTube. YouTube will be under my shorts, Instagram will be under my reels. My Instagram is the exact same as my YouTube, Lives Light, and vice versa. All right, so look out for daily cards of encouragement, and I love you, and I will see you cuties very soon. Bye. Hello besties, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, hi, hello, welcome. I am so happy you are here, and if you are returning, what is up, bestie? I am so happy you are here, and I am delighted to see you again, and I hope you're just having the most amazing day today as well. So for today's video, I feel like we're doing something that's really fun and exciting and maybe a tiny bit on the heavier side. I typically like to do videos that are really like high vibe and good energy, which I do believe this one will still be, but this is definitely laying more on that heavier topic scale. So if you're just wanting something really light and airy, definitely head over to my channel where I have lots of encouragement. I'm also doing for the entire month of March cards of encouragement shorts, both on YouTube, or you can check out my reels on Instagram, which is Lives Light, like I mentioned in the intro, and those are very high vibe as well. But for today's video, if you did not see from the title or the feather and the selenite wand, we are doing today, what? The sentence did not make sense. Today we are doing how to free yourself from manipulation, and then we're also going to be doing a cord cutting ceremony at the end. I used to do cord cutting ceremonies on my YouTube channel quite often, and so many of you loved them. They can be a little heavy, which is why I don't do them super often, but I do think they're very beneficial. And at the end of each pile, before I do the cord cutting ceremony, I will go through a round of disclaimers. Oh my gosh, I have my cards this side, this one just flew off. I will go through my round of disclaimers and all of that good jazz as well. Also, let me know if the setup is kind of overwhelming. These flowers are actually from my wedding. Like, who is she? This is the first video I'm filming since being a married woman. I am and have a wife. Like, sheesh, okay? Also, my nails are just terrible, and I was gonna take all my nail polish off, but then for today's card of encouragement, it was literally all about embracing imperfections, and I said, you know what, period. Who cares if my nails aren't perfect? I kind of think they look cool, and it is what it is. So yes, these are from my wedding, and I just really liked them, and I liked the energy of them, so I'm trying them out. You can't even super see it, but it's like a vine of these beautiful white roses, so let me know what you think. But yeah, so for today's video, we are definitely tuning into that energy of releasing manipulation, and what I mean by that is, I'll speak for my own self. I've definitely gone through a lot of self-realization already in the year of 2022, and have been able to identify moments in my life where I have either manipulated myself to doing something that did not serve me, or let others kind of have that control over my life. And when you free yourself from that, it is the most powerful thing. And so this can be freeing yourself from, you know, parents' manipulations that do not serve you, friends' manipulations that do not serve you, you know, your self-manipulation. And when I'm saying freeing, I'm not saying removing. Like, I'm not saying you leave this person or you cut them out of your life unless that's what serves you. But I really do mean that you're just kind of releasing the energy. Like, I had someone in my life who's very, very close to me, and I kind of felt like there was some manipulation energy going on. So I released that energy. I said goodbye to that energy, but they're still my best friend. You know what I'm saying? So kind of that vibe, kind of that energy. And oftentimes I feel like sometimes people don't even realize they're manipulating you. I feel like a lot of times it's subconscious. So this is definitely for you. None of this reading is going to be about attacking another person, coming at somebody, you know, making somebody feel bad. We're not about that at all. This whole reading is self-focused on self-healing, self-healing journey and recovery, and really just releasing any of those bad vibes that are just not serving you, okay? And then if the reading is not enough, that's why we also do the cord cutting at the end to just really slice and say goodbye to no longer having energies that serve us. That didn't make any sense. Saying goodbye to the energies that no longer serve us. Geez, I did just get back from my honeymoon. I'm definitely jet lagged. All right, but let's go ahead and jump on into it. So we have 3 different piles for you to choose here today. Our pile number 1 is with our beautiful spirit quartz here. As you know, if you've been watching my channel recently, this is my baby. All right, this is one of my favorite stones I've ever received. I got it for my birthday, and there's just something so magical about this stone. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it is just, it's divine. It is absolutely divine, and I'm obsessed. Our pile number 2 is going to be our green, beautiful green calcite here. This is another really good stone as well. I just feel like all of these stones that I'm showing you today have very light and high vibrational energy, and I felt like that would be really beneficial for a kind of heavier setting reading. So I just feel like if you're going to do a heavy reading, maybe have some lighter stones and balance out the energies, if you will. And then for our pile 3, another one of my newbies, another one of my faves. This is blue celestite. I accidentally goofed last time and called it blue calcite, but it is blue celestite. It is absolutely gorgeous. All 3 of these are raw, and I don't know. There's just something so magical about these stones. So I really hope you vibe with them as well. A piece of sage just fell out of this stone because I've been cleansing it while I was on my honeymoon. That's so funny. All right, so these are your 3 piles. If you are new to pick a cards, you can pick any plethora of ways. You can pick based off of the numbers of the cards, 1, 2, or 3. You can pick based off of the stones you see, spirit quartz, green calcite, or blue celestite. You can pick based off the energy of any of the piles you see. You can drop down to the description and see if your lucky numbers and your time code. Really, there's so many different ways that you can pick your pile. So definitely just be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, and be easy on yourself. And please remember that there is absolutely no way of picking your pile wrong, all right? So I'm going to give you guys some time with some meditation music. Before I do, I always forget to plug myself, and I'm trying to get better about it, all right? We're trying to be a self-plugging queen. That sounds inappropriate. It's not, okay? I wanted to remind you that I do have a Patreon, which is Lives Light, as well as my Instagram, as well as my YouTube. All my social medias are Lives Light. On my Patreon, you're going to get early access to all the videos you see here. You're also going to get bonus spiritual content and monthly vlogs every single month on the 10th of each month. And not to brag, but I kind of feel like March's vlog is a little good, all right? Because I had my wedding that I vlogged bits and pieces of, my honeymoon, I like this vlog a lot, and I'm really excited to share the memories. So Patreon is this really fun place where we're a very tight-knit and close community. So if you want to check out my Patreon, definitely go to the description and click on the link, or you can just type in Lives Light into Patreon. It'll take you right there. Now, without further ado, these are your 3 beautiful piles. Please remember, you cannot pick wrong. Don't let anybody tell you that, all right? Sheesh. You cannot pick wrong, and what I mean by that is, I set the intention that if you picked on this pile, something is meant for you in it. Does that mean that every single thing's gonna resonate? Maybe not, but I'm hoping that at least something does. And if you hear something that you don't like, throw it away, but just understand that you are not doing anything wrong if you're trying to pick a pile and you can't quite get it, okay? Stay with yourself, be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, let your spirits talk to you, let spirits speak, and just ask them, yo, which pile do I need to hear? And then let them talk to you, all right? I'm going to give you some time, some meditation music to chill out and vibe out and pick your pile, and I will see you cuties for your pile pick. pile number 1 with the beautiful spirit quartz stone here. Again, one of my absolutely favorite stones that has quite honestly ever existed. I love her. I think she's just so stunning. I can't help but fawn over her constantly. Why I'm calling it a her, I don't even know. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm a little bit out of it today, but not too out of it. You know what I'm saying? But just like a little bit out of it. Okay, so let's go ahead and tune into the general energy. I just pulled one card to start. These are the Soul's Journey Oracle cards here. And I just pulled one card to start to kind of just gauge the general energy of how we're feeling today. And we got peace. I'm a being of love and I release all negativity. Oh my God. Right off the bat, pile number 1, this is showing me that this is a healing time for you. Evidently, when we are going through the energy of releasing, you know, manipulation patterns or people that just do not serve us, it is natural to heal. But your spirit guides are saying, no, honey, this is not only going to heal you, it's going to bring you so much peace. I'm sorry, my chair is so squeaky. And also it's showing me you're ready for this. You are ready. If you had any indication clicking onto this video, and you were like, Liv, I just don't quite know if I'm ready to hear this. I don't know if I'm quite ready to deal with this yet. Your spirit guides are saying, yes, you are. Why? Because you deserve to be in peace. You deserve to live a life of harmony, a life of comfort, a life without stress, a life without worrying what, you know, someone's gonna do or say if they were trying to manipulate you, etc. Like, you deserve a peaceful life. And I just want to say, like, sometimes manipulation can be self-manipulation too. And what I mean by that is, like, I feel like often our soul goes one way and our ego manipulates us into thinking it's another. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what this manipulation energy is, excuse me, your spirit guides are saying you're ready to heal. You're ready to bring peace into your life. You're ready to bring peace and comfort into your life. And that's so beautiful. The overall message for you, pile number 1, just before we even get started, is a message of peace. You also got the honesty card. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Period. Okay? Period. This is so powerful because, oh my gosh, honestly, I'm just turned 24 in the month of February, and I'll be fully honest with you, it took me 23 years and 360 days, okay? It's like a week for my birthday before I had this epiphany that you don't have, like, how do I even word this? You cannot always expect others to be truthful to you. Why? Because we can't control others, meaning we don't always know if they're being truthful to us. One second, my cat came in and opened the door. But we just simply can't constantly know if someone is telling the truth to us unless they were like hooked up to a lie detector. And to be honest with you, that's all right? Because what they say to you, what they do, like, that's on them, that's their own business. But like, the one person you can count on, the one person you can consistently count on, here comes Leo. We're gonna blow out this. Are you gonna be good? Nope, that's fire. Leo, don't get so close, please. All right, the one person you can consistently count on to be truthful to you is yourself. Well, first of all, this is my cat, Leo. If you are new to the channel, this is Leo. He is our spirit guide. So many of you love him. So many of you resonate with him, so I don't kick him off. If he gets too close to the flame, I will blow it out because he likes to live his life on the edge. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, going back to what I was trying to say before we got so cutely interrupted here, is that you can consistently count on yourself to be honest with you. And I've been recently talking to my wife. How crazy is that to say that? I've been talking to my wife lately about this. Oh my God, I'm sorry, I can't get past that. My wife. It sounds so crazy. Anyways, I've been talking with my wife about this a lot lately, about the fact that, like, for some reason, it's so easy to, you know, make commitment to others, to be there for others, to be honest with others, to expect honesty from others. But we are very, like, less likely to do that for ourselves, I feel like, as a society. And maybe this is just my experience or what I felt like I've seen in my lifetime, but I feel like it's so much harder to be honest with yourself, right? I can be honest with my wife, I can be honest with my mom, I can be honest with my best friends, but be honest with myself, like, it's so hard. I actually just asked one of my friends to do a tarot reading for me because I could not be honest with myself. Like, I could not do a reading for myself because I was struggling with being honest. And that's so strange to me that we can be so honest with others, we can be so committed to others. Making commitments to others, easy peasy. Making a commitment commitment to yourself, to be honest with yourself, that's really, really difficult. So what I am getting from this reading specifically is that this is definitely time for you to go inward. If you've been feeling like someone is just not serving you, if you've been feeling like someone is just treating you wrong, or you sense an energy of manipulation, you feel like you're being manipulated when you talk to them, sit with yourself, sit with your energy, be honest with yourself, and trust your intuition. And if you feel like they are, set some hard boundaries. And if they don't respect it, you know, what you do with that is up to you, good of all, harm to none. But it might be time to take a little space from that person, and that's absolutely okay as well. But it is time just for you to be really, really honest and true with yourself in this moment about what is not serving you, whether it is a self-inflicted pattern or whether it is one from others. All right, we're gonna go ahead and see if there are any other cards for pile number 1 from this energy here, or this deck here. Man, my cat got me so distracted. All right, you got forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. Oh my God, pile number 1. Like, I'm sorry, but you are like so loud. This is such a loud message. No questions, no doubts. Let's just get it all out there right from the freaking start. That, like I was saying with the peace energy, this is definitely a reading of forgiveness. This is definitely a reading of clarity. With the honesty card, the peace card, and the forgiveness card here, this is definitely going to be a time where you have to be honest with yourself. Like I was saying, go inward, see what is not serving you, and then be honest with yourself about what you are doing, maybe to also contribute towards that, or what you could do to better help heal this energy. One thing that is definitely going to be big for you in this upcoming month or two when you're going through this journey is forgiveness. And what I want to say about this is that forgiveness to others is incredibly important, which we're going to talk about as well. Really, honey? Okay, but forgiveness to yourself is a loud message I'm getting. For some reason, again, going back to this energy of it's easier to do it when it's for another person, but it's harder to do it when it's with yourself, is a really loud message for you, pile number 1. I feel like it is much easier to forgive others than it is to forgive ourselves sometimes, and you are just being in this energy, and yes, definitely forgiving others, but spending some time forgiving yourself. If there's something that you are finding that you just, okay, let me rephrase that. If you realize or identify that someone has been manipulating you for a long time, it's a very easy thing to do. What I did is I was like, God, how did I not realize this sooner? How have I let this go on for so long? Why did I not do anything? Why did I not say anything? Ah, man, that would have been such a good thing to say. Hindsight, 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 hindsight. And I can really start to like rag on, what is it called? Rag? I can really start to rag on myself. Like, I'll be really hard on myself. And maybe I forgave the other person, but I'm not forgiving myself. And this is the energy of understanding that if we all had hindsight, we wouldn't make the decisions that we make, because we wouldn't, you know, obviously if you knew how the situation was going to turn out, you wouldn't make that decision, right? If it was one that didn't serve you. So this is about looking at yourself from a place of compassion and kindness. If it helps, look at yourself from the position of an older loving sibling or parent, or, you know, older friendly figure of someone who's like younger and more innocent in your mind, like looking at them with a very kind, loving sense of affection, and just being really gentle with yourself, looking at yourself from that perspective. Another message I'm getting to tell you is to talk about the harboring resentment only blocks the flow of love. That is absolutely true. And another thing that I've been learning lately is that resentment honestly and truly only affects yourself. And I know that that can be a hard pill to swallow sometimes, because we're like, no, you know, it's affecting them. I'm mad at them. I'm not talking to them. I know it's bothering them. And to a degree, that's probably definitely true. But who is it affecting the most? You, okay? It's probably causing you pain, worry, stress. Sometimes it manifests into physical illness. If we harbor so much resentment, if we harbor so much anger, if we harbor all these feelings of resentment, like it can physically affect your vessel. So releasing this energy, releasing what does not serve you, saying goodbye to these energies that do not serve you energetically, not literally, okay? Because I'm not telling you to cut anyone out of your life or, you know, end relationships or whatnot, but I am saying to energetically remove this energy. It's for you, okay? It's for you, by you, for you, for your good of all. Because what's happening is, say you're holding on to this resentment from your father, and you're so upset, and you're like, I'm not gonna, you know, do whatever because he's so mean, or he did this, this, and that. Am I saying that you're going to automatically forgive him, become his best friend, talk to him all the time, act like nothing happened? No. But what I'm saying is, it's time for you to kind of release the energy of resentment you have towards him, and just release that energy because it's not serving you. Does that mean you should go talk to him? Heck no. Does it mean you should become his friend? Heck no. If he does not treat you right, don't be near him. I don't care if it's a parent or not. My personal beliefs, all right, do with it what you will. I don't think that just because they're blood, you have to be close to them. Okay, again, to each their own. But definitely understanding the energy of like, just because you're releasing it, just because you're forgiving the, yourself or what happened, it doesn't mean you're excusing the behavior. It doesn't mean you're saying what happened was okay and that you're just immediately going to be best friends with that person. Absolutely not. It's all about forgiving so you can heal. All right. And I hope that makes sense. I feel like I just rambled. My words are jumbled today. I feel like I just rambled on, but I really and truly hope that that made some kind of sense. If it did, I'm so sorry. My brain is like really foggy. All right, let's go ahead and pull some tarot cards for y'all. We're using the Mystic Monday Tarot deck. All of the decks I'm going to use are going to be linked down below for you as well. Let's get some more clarification for a beautiful pile number 1 with our spirit quartz here. What do we need to know? Maybe about this connection, maybe about what is the source of this manipulation, etc. One kind of got flipped backwards in here. Oh, honey, the moon. Okay. Oh my gosh. All right. The moon in reverse. Okay. You also got Wheel of Fortune. What else do we have? You also got the Emperor. Wow. All right. We got all majors going on here. And then you got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. And then your bottom of the deck energy is going to be the Six of Wands reversed. I'm going to fix this because it's all crooked and it's driving me crazy. Give me 1 second. Seeing the moon in reverse is such a loud message because the moon in general is all about your intuition. It's all about your psychic. It's all about your thoughts and your dreams and all of that. And when we see it in reverse, this is definitely the energy of self-doubt. I'm definitely tuning into some people who are having a really hard time trusting their intuition lately. And that's where the honesty card comes in here as well. And I feel like you're having a really hard time trusting your intuition on what is manipulation, what is not, who is manipulating you, who is not, what to do, what not to do, because maybe sometime in your past, maybe you did make a choice and you thought you listened to your intuition and it led you quote unquote astray or led you to a position of getting hurt. So I feel like now you're in this position of, I don't know how to trust myself. I don't know how to listen to myself. I don't know how to believe that what I'm saying to be is true. What my thoughts are saying to be is true. And I just get this really conflicted energy of self-doubt and almost like the word sabotage is coming to my mind. If that doesn't resonate, throw it away, no worries. But that is a message that's coming to my mind as well. And what I want to tell you is that sometimes it feels like we didn't properly listen to our intuition. Say our intuition said, you should give that person a chance. They're going to be amazing. And maybe they end up burning us and we get really hurt from that situation, etc. Metaphorically, not literally, okay? And when this happens, we can be like, oh my God, my intuition was so wrong. I don't know how to trust myself. I'm just full of garbage, whatever. But in all actuality, your intuition probably had you go through that experience so you can learn something, whether it was to learn how to stand up for yourself or to learn what you don't want in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, this happened when I dated the person right before my wife, and I really got mad at myself and I didn't know how to trust my intuition because I thought this person was going to be like everything I ever wanted. I had so many hopes and goals and dreams, and I listened to my intuition and I got burned, right? Like I got burned and I was like, man, I just don't know how to listen. But you know what truly happened is that this person coming into my life showed me exactly what it is I do and don't want out of relationships. And it also showed me how to communicate more effectively with my now wife. And it really did bring me great blessings, but it took me 4 years later to identify that relationship as a blessing instead of a burden. And I'm not saying that there were not bad parts of that relationship. Trust me, it was a very bad relationship. It was very unhealthy on both ends, but it taught me so much. So this is the energy of like understanding that even if at one point you feel like your intuition failed you, it doesn't mean that it failed you. It may have just been giving you a lesson in disguise, right? Maybe it came as this big, ugly, nasty situation, but the core of it was a lesson that you were really honestly ready to learn. And maybe it doesn't feel like that in the moment. So again, if this is not serving you, if it's not sitting with you, that's okay. All right. You don't have to listen to it. You don't have to take it. But I did just want to deliver that message for you as well. And remind you that your intuition is on point, okay? Your intuition is guiding you correctly, even if sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Your intuition honestly and truly only wants the best for you, but sometimes the best comes in forms of lessons, and those are never fun and can often be very uncomfortable. So be gentle to yourself and be kind to yourself through this journey, and really start to rebuild your relationship with your intuition, rebuild your relationship with your self-trust, and you can start very, very, very small. There are a bunch of like exercises you can do to gauge your intuition. You can try automatic writing. You can try Well, that's just the one thing that's coming to my mind right now, isn't it? Okay, so that might be the thing for you. But trying automatic writing, trying connecting to your guides. And when you get a gut feeling, when you get an intuition, listen to it. Even if it's something small, like maybe don't eat that piece of pizza because maybe it's been sitting out of the fridge for a couple hours and maybe it's not going to be good for you if on your stomach or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, not that pizza's bad, but like, I didn't mean a couple hours, I meant a couple days. Like, you know, like if it's like, don't eat that food because maybe it's rotten is what I was trying to say. I don't know why I use pizza as an example. I love pizza. And y'all know my opinion on diet culture, etc. All right. But what I was trying to gauge is like, if you get an intuition not to eat something because maybe it has gone rotten, listen to it. Or maybe you get the intuition to turn left today instead of right. Listen to it. All right. Listen to that intuition, build that trust, build that guidance, and it will come for you. It'll come and really connect with you deeply. And then you got the Wheel of Fortune here. And what this is showing me is that when you do these exercises, as in trusting your intuition, understanding not to give up, understanding that the bright horizons are truly and honestly right ahead of you, I feel like a lot of good fortune is going to come your way. I feel like a lot of clarity is going to come your way. Wheel of Fortune represents like, I don't even know how else to say it. Like, it represents good fortune. It represents hard times coming to an end. Hard times, right? Hard times coming to an end and beautiful times coming to a start. I don't know what is with my brain. Live, queen, come on. But I definitely do feel like what your guides are telling you is trying to give you some encouragement and saying that once you are honest with yourself, once you understand that the person that you can always be honest with you can always trust to be honest and really be clear with you is yourself, and you build up that intuition again, you build up that connection with your self-trust, it's going to strike fortune. And what I mean by that is that it's going to really bring a lot of healing. And with healing comes a lot of good vibes. It comes a lot of great opportunities because you then release it. I'll give an example for me. I'm going to be super vague because I don't know if this person watches my channel, and I don't want to share their personal information or anything like that. So bear with me and try to follow the story, okay? But I had someone in my life that I really had a bad connection with, and I mean, I still have a bad connection with them, but I really harbored a ton of resentment. I harbored a ton of pain. I harbored a ton of anger and all of these things from, you know, like years of trauma, etc., whatever. And I held on to this resentment. Did it affect them? No. Did it affect me? Yep. And I was never honest with myself about what I was truly feeling. I was just blaming. I was really just like, it was really hard for me, okay? December of this past year, I had a moment where I was like, you know what? I'm just going to release this resentment because it's honestly not serving me and it's not affecting this person at all. The only one that it's genuinely affecting is me and my well-being. So I released the energy. I wasn't talking to this person anyway, so I didn't like literally release the person, but I just released the energy. And once I did, I was able to be really honest with myself and see things without this like hatred goggles. And the person still did very bad things, and I do not excuse any of their behaviors, but I was able just to identify that none of it had to do with me and that it was simply a projection of their, you know, trauma or whatever being placed upon me, but it was not a reflection of me, not a reflection of who I was. And when I had that realization, I got so many gifts, some quite literally, like actually all of them were literal gifts of abundance, gifts of amazing vacations, gifts of just like so many wonderful abundant things happening for me. And I really believe it was because I was able to release that, you know, resentment, release those feelings. Not saying I immediately forgave this person or like said that everything that they did was okay, but I released the feelings that were not serving me around them, and I was very honest with myself, and it brought me so much fortune. And I truly feel like I was able to get married with a lot better of a headspace because I didn't hold any resentment. It wasn't towards my wife, but it still affects you, you know what I'm saying? And it really brought a lot of fortune my way. I really felt like fortune's favor had my back, and so definitely I feel like that's a similar message for you as well. Seeing the Emperor here, what card is this over? Peace. I think this is very interesting because the Emperor gives hardcore masculine energy, and then we also have the Queen of Pentacles here and the Moon, and the Moon gives me very much divine feminine vibes. And so I do feel almost like an imbalance of our divine feminine and our divine masculine. And I'm not saying that to scare you or worry you. Most of us are out of balance when it comes to that, myself included. I'm really trying to work on healing the divine feminine, or working with the divine feminine and healing the divine masculine. And I'm kind of getting that vibe for you as well, to kind of like heal that energy or spend more time really understanding the harmonic balance between yin and yang, and understanding that, again, divine feminine does not equal woman. It does does not equal like, you know, frilly or girly, and masculine does not equal man or macho or anything like that. These are parts and components to every single physical vessel that is here on this earth. The divine feminine brings a lot of that healing, emotional flow energy, which is so beneficial for you in this time. And I feel like that's what's a little bit out of balance. So I'm being super honest with you. I feel like you are someone who maybe has this hard exterior all the time, and you really kind of focus on that masculine energy of like, I'm fine, it's fine, they suck, I'm pissed, but I'm fine, this is fine, like whatever. And I feel like you're really good about not letting things affect you on the external side, but I feel like there's a lot of that internal, you know, stress that's kind of going on. And this is a beautiful time to really connect with your divine feminine and feel your emotions. All right, it's okay to feel your emotions. If you want to cry, cry. If you want to yell, yell, not at somebody else, maybe at a pillow or a wall, whatever. All right, do what you need to do. Again, good of all, harm to none. And just really feel your emotions. Feel the complexity of your emotions. Feel the beauty in your emotions. And understand that you are a divine being made up of many, many, many emotions. And we're not here to shame one or the other. All right. And I do just kind of feel this energy of maybe kind of balancing that yin and yang energy. The Emperor is very confident, very strong, very masculine energy, which is a beautiful thing to have. Absolutely beautiful. But you also got a lot of these fiery orange colors here as well. And that just, and see, even on this half, it's like more purples and blue. And I just think there is an energy of finding that beautiful balance with the yin and the yang. Definitely healing the divine, what did I just say? The divine masculine, and connecting with your divine feminine. All right. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles here as well. And what did we get this card over? Forgiveness. Yes. I acknowledge that harboring resentment only blocks the flow of love, right? And so with the Queen of Pentacles, in my opinion, the Queen of Pentacles is like a river, right? If you can see, there's all this flow happening on the card, and the Queen of Pentacles is a giver. She is generous. She's like, here, take my money, take my energy, take my love, take it all. I love you. I'm gonna give. And I really feel like what this is showing us is like, when we go through the energy of forgiveness, again, whether it's towards another person or whether it's towards yourself. And again, say with me, friends, okay? I just feel like I need y'all to say with me so you know where my vibe is at. Forgiveness does not mean excusing, period. Okay? Forgiveness does not mean, oh, what you did was okay to me. No. Forgiveness does not mean that you connect with this person. Forgiveness is all about releasing the energy that does not serve you so you can heal because you deserve it. That's it. Okay? And I really feel like when you go through this forgiveness journey, whether it's towards another or towards yourself, the universe is waiting and holding abundance for you. With the Queen of Pentacles and with the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like there is so much abundance like at your fingertips, but maybe you haven't felt that way lately. Maybe you've been struggling financially, struggling with your career, struggling with creativity, whatever it's been looking like for you. Maybe you're just like, I don't feel it live. I don't feel abundance. I feel like everything is in lack. And that definitely could be right now. But again, that all stems from these feelings, these thoughts, these emotions, creating these blocks over time. And when we don't deal with them, we don't heal them, they erupt. All right. And so your guides are telling you, when you go through this healing, when you go through this releasing, there is so much abundance lying ahead for you. And this could be literal abundance in the form of money because you did get pentacles, all right? This could be a new job, a new career, actual dollar bills, like whatever it looks like for you. But this could also be abundance with the Wheel of Fortune here, which is better friends, higher energy, a better connection with yourself, a better outlook on life. And when I'm saying better, I'm not saying that what you have now is not good enough. I'm just saying better in the sense of you are going to be in a headspace where you can see yourself, see your honesty, see the world in a higher vibrational state of being. And I really feel like that's what I'm seeing here with the Queen of Pentacles and with the Forgiveness card, and it's absolutely beautiful. So when you are going through this healing journey, be open to receiving abundance, be open to receiving these things. And that is exactly what happened to me, all right? And sometimes it wasn't dollar bills, sometimes it was an experience, sometimes it was an emotional connection, like whatever it was, it always showed itself. Even a fun fact, I'll give you all another story because you know I like to do it. We were in Mexico for our honeymoon, and I've been a little stressed financially. Okay, we're human, we go through those experiences. And The one thing I was really worried about is that I wouldn't be able to afford parasailing. And that was like the one thing my wife really wanted to do in Mexico. And, you know, things cost money. We had a wedding 2 days before, you know, stuff happened and things are all right and everything. But I was like so worried, so stressed that I wasn't able to afford the parasailing. I didn't know how much it was going to cost, etc. I budgeted, but I just like wasn't sure. When we get to Mexico, the first day we're there, we are gifted a $150 credit that we could use literally anywhere on like the resort property. The parasailing was $140. All right, literally $140. We were gifted free parasailing. Like, how amazing is that? Spirit really came through and helped me out because your girl was stressing, okay? And that's just in a way like that. When I went through this healing, and it was not easy, I cried many tears. I dealt with a lot of emotions. I was quite literally going through like a mini depressive state for about, I don't even know, basically since the start of 2020, and it just kind of started getting better. And I'm definitely still going through the emotions of healing and just looking at relationships a little bit differently with my loved ones and things like that. And it wasn't an easy journey, but Spirit really reinforced me. They were like, sheesh, she's going through it. Let us help her out. And I really see that that is in favor. That is in favor. That is in the cards for you as well. So be open to receiving and whatever way Spirit's wanting to give to you in this upcoming time when you're going through this healing as well. All right. Because I do feel like they're wanting to reinforce you. They're not just going to be like, go through this and suffer, like go through all the pain and not even feel any reward. They're like, nah, all right, you're going through it. So right now is a time for you to really just heal and recover. And we're going to reinforce that. All right, and I think it's very, very interesting that we got the Six of Wands in reverse to kind of end this portion of the reading. I still am going to pull one more deck of cards for you before we hop into the cord cutting, but I want to talk about this because you got almost all majors or a court card, and you only got one non-major nor court card, and it was the Six of Wands, and you got this in reverse. And remember how I was saying in the very beginning that sometimes we can almost self-sabotage ourselves by being like, I can do this. Olivia, you're hyping me up, queen. Like, yes, freaking please, let me hear it, let me receive it. I'm ready to do this healing. I'm ready to receive all the abundance. And then I feel like our little ego comes in and they're like, what makes you think you're worthy? What makes you think you could do this? Are you kidding me? You fail time and time and time again. And that's what the Six of Wands right now is saying. The Six of Wands is a card, especially in reverse. The Six of Wands is a card of feeling like you've been working and have nothing to show for it. And that's what I was saying with the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like I'm definitely tuning into at least one specific person that's like, Liv, you're saying I'm going to have all this abundance, but listen, I don't have anything to show for it, etc., etc. And here I am to tell you, I've been there. Okay, like I was just super honest and open with you guys. I've been struggling like a lot financially, and you know, the new year just brought some new challenges, okay? And that is the energy I'm kind of feeling of like new year, new challenges, not really feeling like you have anything to show for all your hard work, all the energy you put in. And Spirit is saying in due time, like don't give up. And there's also this energy of understanding that sometimes Spirit doesn't deliver until we're in a space to receive that. And I'm not trying to piss anybody off. So again, if you don't like what I'm saying, throw it away, okay? But I definitely do feel like that sometimes. Like if I'm not in the space to receive, I don't receive. And it's not even because Spirit's not giving, but sometimes it's because I'm looking in the wrong direction, right? If I have this mindset that the only way I'm going to make abundance is through YouTube, that's my only source of income, that's the only way I'm going to make money, etc., I am limiting myself. I'm capping myself. I have no other ways of receiving because that's the barriers I put around myself. But if I just start saying I'm an abundant being, abundance finds me wherever I go, I attract abundance in all ways. Boom, 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 boom. You know, gifts from random people. Our freaking parasailing is paid for. We were actually gifted a private yacht tour when we were there as well. Like we had all these gifts given to us, a lot of abundance given to us, but I didn't have that limitation of the only way I can receive abundance is in this one box, this one small area. This is the only way I can receive abundance, because if I do that, then I'm blocking myself off from receiving flow. All right, so it's not that Spirit's also not trying to give to us, but sometimes we're in that headspace that we can only see it if it's directly in front of us, but you might have like a million other things next to you that you're just not able to see in the moment. So be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, don't give up. All right, and I'm sorry if it feels like lately you just have nothing to show for all your hard work, all the energy you've put into this, but Spirit is saying, please don't give up. It is worth it. It is beneficial. There are so many amazing things coming for you and to benefit you into your life. All right, and so I kind of just felt like with the Six of Wands, this was that ego kind of popping back up again, and this could definitely be for like one specific person that I was tuning tuning into. But I did just kind of feel that energy of like, whatever, Liv, nothing is working out. I'm just listening to this because I like you. Like, whatever, this is BS. I don't even want to hear it. And if that's where you're at right now, that's totally okay. And I love you regardless. And you can always come back and listen to this at a different time if you're in a better headspace to kind of like, and again, not that you're saying where you are at now is not good enough, but just in a higher vibrational headspace to receive this, that's totally fine as well. But also just remember, like, you are deserving of being happy. You are deserving of having people that treat you with kindness. You are deserving of people that are going to uplift you, encourage you, bless you, and benefit you. And sometimes we struggle with understanding that. Sometimes we struggle with believing our worth, believing that we actually do deserve great things, but you do. And if no one here has told you that today, I will be the one to tell you, you deserve greatness. You deserve amazing things into your life. You only deserve awesome opportunities, awesome people, awesome friends, awesome connections, awesome love. You deserve nothing but greatness. And so if you're having a hard time seeing that within yourself right now, then I'll be the one to tell you, all right? You deserve greatness. You deserve peace, you deserve happiness, and you deserve abundance, all right? Let's go ahead and see. And if your ego starts to get in the way and tell you you're not worth it, tell them to go take a walk, all right? Kick them out of the driver's seat. You're taking control for a while, all right? Period. All right, the next cards we are pulling for you today are the Empath's Empowerment deck. These are some of my favorite cards. My wife got them for me for my birthday. I'll never get used to saying that. What the freaking heck? But these are some of my favorite cards, and they're really, really, really good for just like a pick-me-up or just a very high vibrational energy. So let's go ahead and see for our beautiful pile number 1. Also, these are going to be the last cards I pull, and then we're going to go ahead and get into the cord cutting portion of the video. If you don't want to watch that part, you do not have to, okay? So let's go ahead and see for our beautiful pile number 1. Find your purpose. When you feel like you don't fit into this world, remember that you are here to help create a better one. Your tender heart is a treasure. Yes, okay? Find your purpose. This is so powerful because even with that 6 of Wands, like I was saying, sometimes I feel like we can be really hard on ourselves and be kind of mean to ourselves about what we think we're worth or what we think we deserve, and we can just kind of shit on ourselves. And this is saying no more of that. Find your purpose. Find what makes you happy. Find what makes you excited, and do more of that. When you feel like you don't fit in with the moon in reverse, when you feel like you're struggling to find your people, struggling to find your peace, struggling to find your home, connect with yourself, connect with who you are, connect with your soul on a divine level, and your tribe will find you. Whether it is literal people here on this earth, whether it is spirit animals like my Leo buddy who came in earlier to say hi to you, whether it is angels and those that are not in this 3-dimensional realm, either way, your guides, your tribe, your people will find you, all right? And your tender heart, this is what I was saying with the divine feminine. Your tender heart is a treasure, not a burden, all right? So if you're someone that really, wears a tough skin on the outside, but is very gentle on the inside and doesn't really let anybody see that, maybe not even yourself, this is the mood, this is the moment, this is the energy of connecting with that gentler side of yourself, connecting with that feminine side of yourself, connecting with the side of yourself that lets you feel your emotions, let yourself feel, the pain, the hurt, the happiness, the joy, the giggles, the frustration, the weird energy, the hunger, whatever, all right? Let yourself feel. It's okay to feel. I feel like as a society, I know I'm saying that a lot today, but it's true, okay? I feel like as a society, we put so much shame on certain emotions, whether it's fear, whether it's anger, whether it's hunger, like whatever. I feel like there's so much shame around emotions if they're not just happy. I am going to quote the movie Encanto, so if you haven't seen it, skip ahead 30 seconds. But in Encanto, there is a character named Peppa, and she really just does not allow herself to feel her emotions throughout most of the movie, and she only allows herself to feel the emotions that are accepted by those around her or her peers. And then she's able to eventually allow herself to feel all of her emotions, the happiness, the sadness, the whateverness, the grumpiness, the moodiness, the silliness, the goofiness, the stubbornness. Like, allow yourself to feel your emotions, because when you feel them, they're allowed to be. And honestly, they don't even last that long when you let yourself feel them. But what we do is we hide them, we suppress them, we quiet them, and then they bubble, they erupt, and they roar. All right, so this is the energy of allowing yourself to feel your emotions whenever you need to feel them. Okay, let's go ahead and see, are there any other any other cards for our beautiful pile number 1 with our spirit cohorts here? Okay, all right. You got be a comfort to yourself. Comfort is an inside job. Speak to yourself in a loving, positive way. Do something that nourishes you. Know in this moment that all is well. Yes, all right. Like I said from the very beginning, this is a healing vibe for this pile. And I think that this is really, really confirmed here. Be a comfort to yourself. Be the one who comforts, nourishes, and is there for yourself. Literally with the honesty card being paired here as well. It is definitely okay to seek comfort from our friends, from our loved ones, from our families, to lean on those around us to support us. But sometimes I feel, and this might piss off some people, so again, if you don't like it, throw it away. All right, I just threw it in my drink. I want to take that and throw it somewhere else. I definitely feel like it is 100% okay to rely on your friends, your family, your loved ones to be there and support you. But if you're only relying on them, then that's when it can be kind of a problem, because what we're doing is we're only relying on others to bring us comfort and we're not relying on ourselves. And again, it is okay to ask those around you for help. I do it all the time. I ask my wife to be a shoulder I can lean on and cry on sometimes, and that's okay. That's understandable. But there's also this energy of being there for yourself, sticking up for yourself, being, committed to yourself, being a comfort for yourself, letting yourself cry and nurturing yourself, letting yourself feel your emotions and hugging yourself out. I literally give my physical vessel, I'm doing it right now, I know you can't see me, I give my physical vessel a hug all the time, okay? All the time I'm giving this little meat suit of mine a hug and love because she deserves it. All right, your body, your person, your soul, your energy, they deserve to be comforted, and yes, by other people, of course, but mostly and truly by yourself, because guess what, my love? The one person you're stuck with from the moment you arrive to this planet to the moment you leave is yourself. All right, so the person that needs to be there for you the most is yourself. The person you need to commit to the most is yourself. The person you need to be there for the most is yourself, all right? You also got honor your sensitivities. Your sensitivities are a gift. Be proud of who you are. Put your hand over your heart and inwardly say, I embrace my loving heart. Lots of that vibe, sweet cutie patootie. Lots of those vibes, lots of that energy of honoring who you are, honoring all parts of yourself, even the ones that you feel like are annoying or aren't worthy of love, especially with the moon card here. The moon card is a very, very, very sensitive card, and you got it in the reverse position, which really just shows almost like that blockage or that shame around our sensitivities. And this is your card saying, nah, all right, those sensitivities are not a burden. Those sensitivities are a blessing. And if you're with somebody or you're around somebody who shames you for that, if you're with somebody or around somebody who makes you feel bad about your sensitivities and they say, stop crying, suck it up, you're such a crybaby, why are you so emotional all the time? Or why do you never show emotion? Like whatever it is, if someone is shaming you for the way you feel, the way you are, the way you act, etc., understand that again, it is actually has nothing to do with you. It is a reflection of them and their feelings. But is it okay for them to treat you like that? No, 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 no. But this is the energy of understanding that your sensitivities are a blessing, not a curse, a blessing, not a burden. And they are something that to be honored. They are something to be honored and shown and be proud of, because it is a beautiful thing to feel. It is a beautiful thing to feel things so deeply. All right. And your guides are reminding you of that. The last card you got today, wow, you have so many floral energies here. Release shame, period. If you've been shamed, wait, okay, Olivia, you're glitching. Finish your freaking sentence. I just said these exact words. If you've been shamed for being sensitive or anything else, I quite honestly feel like I just said this. Tell yourself, I'm ready to release this shame. I'm a lovable and caring person. Maybe I didn't say those words and I'm going to listen back in editing and be like, Queen, what are you talking about? But I really feel like I just said those exact words verbatim. So that kind of broke my brain, but it's okay. Absolutely. I feel like I don't need to speak more on that, because what am I going to say? I just quite literally said that. Okay, but period. It is loud, it is proud. That is a very prominent message for you during this reading. Pile number 1 is to release shame, release the feelings that you're not good enough, release the feelings that you don't deserve to be happy, release the feeling that, no, that person's right, I am kind of annoying, I am just whatever. No, they're not manipulating me, they just love me and are bad at showing it. No, okay, no. All right, no. It is time to release, because you are deserving of being loved. You are deserving of being loved not only by others, but by yourself. You are deserving of being cared for not only by others, but by yourself. You are deserving of you're deserving of greatness. And I just want to like grab you by your shoulders and be like, hey, you deserve to be loved. You deserve to be happy. So release this BS that is not serving you. All right. Now we're going to get into the cord cutting portion of the video. I'm going to do a couple things real quick, like close my windows, protect myself, and I'll be right back. All right. So it might look a little bit different in here now because I did have to turn off I had to close my windows and turn on my light. So if it looks a little shadowy, that is why. All right, y'all, getting live after hours here. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So we are going to be doing a cord cutting with both the feather and the selenite knife because I know that some people have different preferences. So I'm going to be using the feather and the knife. We're going to do both of them. So I want to give a few disclaimers before we start about cord cutting in general. So I specifically use cord cutting as a way of releasing energy. I know that there are people here on YouTube that do it to release a person, and to each their own. I'm not saying that that is a bad thing, but for me personally, I truly, honestly, like genuinely only do it to remove energy. If I feel like there's an energy latching onto me that I do not want, I remove it. I'm not saying I'm removing this person. I'm not saying I'm removing anything about them. I'm just saying that I am removing the energy. So for example, sometimes if I take on too much of my wife's energy, I'll cut my cords with her. If I take on too much of my mom's energy, I'll cut my cords with her. Doesn't mean I don't love her. Doesn't mean I'm not going to see her quite literally 2 minutes later. No, of course I am. All right. So for me personally, I want to make this very, very clear. This is not a cord cutting to remove someone from your life. This is only a cord cutting to release negative energy that is not serving you, whether it's from that person or from another person, from someone in the store randomly, whichever. Okay. The other thing is that cord cutting is a ritual. It is a ceremony. So whenever we cut the cords, I'm also going to be filling those same holes where we have cut the cords with a lot of love, with a lot of healing energy as well. All right. And you might get emotional during this time. You might feel a little, dehydrated afterwards. That's totally normal, totally fine. Stay hydrated, rest, be gentle with yourself, and allow yourself to feel the freaking emotions that rise. Okay, pile number one. Okay, so what we're going to do first and foremost is we're going to start with the feather. The feather is a little bit of a lighter cord cut. It's not as intense. It's very much more gentle, if you would, how am I wording this so weirdly? Gentle, you could say. So we're going to start with the feather, and then for the harder cuts, we're going to go into the selenite knife. As always, you do not have to stay around for this portion. If you do not vibe with the cord cutting, I love you, and I will see you for my next video. No hard feelings, totally fine. Absolutely no hard feelings at all. But if you are ready to start with the cord cutting, let's go ahead and begin. Before we start, we're going to take 3 deep breaths. I would recommend you do this with me, but as always, you don't have to, okay? But I would highly recommend you do this with me. So we're going to take 3 deep breaths. What this does is it gets me grounded as well as you, and it really helps me connect with your energy, all right? So let's take 3 deep breaths together. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Release. Last one. Really get yourself centered and grounded with this breath, all right? Breathe in. So what I'm going to do is say a few things during the beginning portion of it. Then I'm going to do some cord cuts in silence. When I do that portion, if you would like to say your own things you're trying to release at that time, definitely go for it. Or if you would like to just sit in silence and listen to the music, absolutely great as well. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. I see you. I feel you. I hear you. I release 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 you. This is not serving me. I release. I see you. I release. I see you. I release you. I give it to Gaia. 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 You have no power here. You have no power here. Friends, and I am feeling a lot of pain in the left side of my jaw. If that is you that I am tuning into, focus your energy there and let's release it, okay? That is energy that we do not need to hold on to any longer. Say it with me. I release. I release. I release. I release. Much better. I release. I release. I release. I'm going to do the next bit in silence. If you would like to say your own affirmations or quotes at this time, go for it. If you would like to think about a certain energy, go for it. If not, we are just going to continue the cord cutting. I like to imagine a white light. I felt the need to explain this. I like to imagine a white light of energy kind of streaming from me to this random ball of energy that's kind of sucking my life source away from me. And I like to imagine that I'm just kind of cutting that. And when I cut that, the cord is severed, but there's still that line within me. And that's where we're going to patch up and give some healing to in just a minute. All right. So if that helps you, definitely visualize that as well. I'm also feeling some pain in my back. If that is you, let's release it together. All right, now before we go into the selenite, in case you don't want to listen to that portion, we're going to do a quick little visualization. All right, I want you to put your hands over your heart in whatever way looks like, whatever way feels right for you. And I want you to visualize all these cords that you have cut. You have released all this energy that does not serve you. You released all this energy that has just been sucking your life source and making you feel tired, resentful, angry, etc. And you have released that. It is free. You are free. You are free to be who you've always been meant to be. You are free to be happy. You are free to call back your power. Now, where all those cords were, where all that energy once was taken from you, I want you to envision a glorious beam of light, whatever color resonates with you. The color purple is coming to mind for me, so whatever color resonates with you. Purple is a very healing color, so if that resonates with you, definitely go for it. Green is also coming to my mind, which is also a very healing color. All right, so we're going to identify and realize and sit with ourselves and visualize this beautiful beam of light going to all of these holes, all of these places where the cords were once cut. We're going to visualize it happening. Visualize those cords being cord holes being replaced with love and light and healing energy. And we're going to call back our power now. All right. I call back my power. Yes, please. I call back my energy. Yes, please. I call back the energy of I call back my energy from what did not serve me, and I am now healed. I am healed. I'm a glorious being full of love and light and healing energy. All right. Now we're going to go in with the selenite knife. So if you would like to watch the selenite knife portion, please do. If you feel good with the feather and you don't feel the need to sit around for the selenite knife portion, that is totally fine as well. Really, whatever resonates with you. All right, so we're going to use the selenite knife now here. The selenite knife is a bit of a harsher cut, like I was saying. So if you have some pain or if you're feeling like there's still some that needs to be released, the selenite knife is a really great option for that. All right, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, but I release you. I release you. I release you. I release you. You have no power here. 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 I give it to Gaia. I give it to Gaia. I give it to Gaia to turn into light, source, loving energy. And I release you from my space. I release you from my body. I release you from my energy. You are not serving me and you are gone. I release. I release. I release. I release. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. I give it to Gaia. Still having some back pain. If that is you, let's breathe it out, my boo, okay? Breathe it out. I release. I release. I release. I release. Now I'm going to do the part in silence, all right? beautiful. Pile number 2, or nope, sorry, pile number 1 with our second item, our beautiful selenite knife here as well. I'm going to do the same thing with you. I'm actually just going to put the audio clip over this one because same energy, same vibe, and I just want to give you my fullest energy, and I feel like that was definitely there with the feather wand. So we're going to call back our energy once again. All right, now before we go into the selenite, in case you don't want to listen to that portion, we're going to do a quick little visualization. All right, I want you to put your hands over your heart in whatever way looks like, whatever way feels right for you. And I want you to visualize all these cords that you have cut. You have released all this energy that does not serve you. You released all this energy that has just been sucking your life source and making you feel tired, resentful, angry, etc. And you have released that. It is free. You are free. You are free to be who you've always been meant to be. You are free to be happy. You are free to call back your power. Now, where all those cords were, where all that energy once was taken from you, I want you to envision a glorious beam of light, whatever color resonates with you. The color purple is coming to mind for me, so whatever color resonates with you. Purple is a very healing color, so if that resonates with you, definitely go for it. Green is also coming to my mind, which is also a very healing color. All right, so we're going to identify and realize and sit with ourselves and visualize this beautiful beam of light going to all of these holes, all of these places where the cords were once cut. We're going to visualize that happening, visualize those cord holes being replaced with love and light and healing energy, and we're going to call back our power now. All right, I call back my power. Yes, please. I call back my energy. Yes, please. I call back the energy of I call back my energy from what did not serve me, and I am now healed. I am healed. I'm a glorious being full of love and light and healing energy. All right, so pile number 1, that was your reading. I really hope this resonated with you. I hope you feel a lot of releasement and a lot of healing from this reading. If you did, please feel free to leave a comment down below and let me know. I love interacting with you. I love hearing your comments, and I am back from my honeymoon, so I should be back to replying quickly and on time for you. I love replying to all of you. It just means the world to me. So thank you so much, everyone who does leave a comment. Definitely be sure to subscribe if you like what you saw here. Subscribing really helps my channel out a ton, and I would greatly appreciate if you would like to do that for me. I wanted to remind you that I do have a Patreon, which is Lives Light. I also do accept private readings done via Zoom at www.marinastarot.com. And don't forget, for the entire month of March 2022, you get 10% off all of my 1-hour private tarot readings done via Zoom using the code GRATEFUL. All right, through March 1st through March 31st. So definitely take advantage of that while you have the chance. And don't forget to check out my Instagram and my YouTube shorts, as I am posting 31 days of cards of encouragement for the entire month of March for you as well. All right, I really hope this reading resonated with you. I adore you. If you would like to, I wanted to let you know, I do also accept both tips and donations here on this channel. Neither are required nor an expectation. Just receive with so much joy and gratitude, both at Venmo and PayPal. My PayPal is acting kind of weird, so if you want to use PayPal, scroll down in my description, click on the link, and it will take you right there. All right, so thank you so much. Oh, I also started doing Cash App. So my Cash App is here as well. I don't know why I forgot to say that. My Cash App is here as well. All right, so thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. I adore you, and I'm incredibly grateful for you. Always remember to show others love, show your light and shine so bright, and I will see you cuties for my next video. Bye, pile 1. All right, pile number 2 with our gorgeous green calcite stone here. This is one of my favorite stones. I actually recently got this one, and I love it, y'all. I really, really like this stone. Also, there has been some injuries since filming the intro. I'm filming pile 1, so bear with me. Also, it is live after hours now, which sounds so spicy. It's really not. But it is like 8 p.m. here now, so it's a little bit darker. We have like the mood lighting, you know the vibe. All right, so you actually got 2 cards for your base energy, I guess you could say. So I just picked 2 cards in the very beginning. I'm going to pull more, of course, but I pulled 2 cards in the very beginning just to kind of gauge our general energy for what we can expect from this reading for you. And then the first deck we're using is going to be the Soul's Journey Lessons cards. All right, and everything is going to be linked down below for you if you are curious. So the first card you got is Freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. And the second card you got is Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. All right, So, full disclosure, I feel like when I'm talking about like manipulation and releasing yourself from manipulation and things like that, we can often think of it in the aspect of releasing manipulation from other people, which is definitely still applicable to the situation. But I do feel like for you and for pile one, I feel like a lot of this is self-focused, and I really feel like that's a good thing, because I think a lot of times as humans, me, myself especially, I put a lot of this expectation on others. Well, once they apologize, then I'll, release this whatever. Once they, take back what they did, then I can feel better. Once they do this, once they do that. But your guides are saying, yo, you have the power, all right? You don't need to wait for anyone to heal yourself, right? Like, you do not need X, Y, and Z to happen before you are deserving of healing. Like, you are deserving of healing as you are now. You are deserving of freedom as you are now. You don't need X, Y, and Z to happen before that occurs. And that's where the pride card kind of comes in, as well as I'm kind of getting this energy of someone where maybe somebody wronged you, maybe somebody like borrowed money from you, or borrowed something from you, or took something from you, or maybe it's more emotional than that, than tangible. And there's this energy of, you know what? Once they give me this money back, once they give me this job back, once they take back what they did, then I'll forgive them. Then I'll find peace. Then I'll find freedom. But first, they have to do this, this, and this. And that's actually our pride, because, and I'm not coming here to make anybody upset. So if you do not like what I'm saying, as always, take it and throw it away, okay? But I definitely do get that sense of pride here. And again, pride is not a bad thing necessarily, except for when it's kind of uncontrolled and then it turns into, other issues. But to be honest, your pride is there to kind of give you a certain level of confidence. But in this current moment, I'm really seeing that there is our pride, our ego, almost halting us from growth, halting us from kind of halt. Yeah, that's the right word, right? Oh my goodness. Halting you from growth, stunting you from your growth, stunting you from getting to where you want to be, because there's this energy of, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it until they do X, Y, and Z. And that's you putting, honestly, your power into another person, because you're saying, I won't feel better about this until they do this, which means I don't have my power until they give it to me, right? And so the message here is for you to kind of claim back your personal power, understand that you have the ability to find your own freedom. You have the ability to kind of drop that energy and be like, you know what? Even if they never apologize to me, I can release this. Even if they never, understand or identify that they're manipulating me, even if they don't even realize that they're trying to control me and my life, I have the power to release myself, right? Almost like puppets on a string. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you feel like they will never admit that they are, controlling me. They've been trying to control my whole life. They want me to be this perfect thing that they've always wanted me to be. Maybe it's a parental thing. It's kind of an energy I'm getting, all right? Or a family thing. I'm getting a lot of family bonds here. So that could be a thing too. And there's this energy of, well, they, owe me all these apologies, which they do, right? Like, you are deserving of those apologies. But we cannot force somebody to apologize to us. And then when we do make them apologize, if they're doing it because you make them, it's not genuine, all right? And it feels like shit, okay? So you can't control when they apologize to you, but what you can control is how long you're gonna let this energy affect you in your life. You know what I'm saying? And so your guides are saying, you have the power. You have the power. Not they're giving it to you. No. Okay, you have the power. I have the power and the free will to create my own happiness. I have the power and free will of saying, you know what? This doesn't serve me. I'm going to release it. Is what you did to me okay? No. Is what you're trying to do to me okay? No. Do I have to sit here and untake what you're saying to me? No. I have the power and the free will to walk away from what you're doing and saying to me right now. But doesn't mean that I'm going to sit here and harbor all this resentment and feel so mad at you and so angry at you until maybe you one day possibly apologize. No, because forgiveness is for yourself, right? We don't forgive to appease other people. We forgive to appease ourselves. We forgive to release negative energy that is not serving you and is ready to be released. Forgiveness is for you, period. And forgiveness does not equal, I'm going to get back together with them. I'm going to excuse their behavior. I'm going to be in communication with them. Forgiveness simply means I'm releasing this energy of pain, of resentment, of ill will towards you because it's not serving me, all right? And your guards are saying, yo, you don't need anybody to come in and save you. You don't need anybody to come in and say, yeah, now that I did this, you're free. Heck no. You are your own energy. You are your own power, and your guides are trying to remind you of that. You also got the guilt card, which I will hold up. I'm still kind of feeling, okay, yeah. I was feeling another card here. So you also got the guilt card here and surrender. Guilt says, I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. Exactly, all right? I release what does not serve me. I release the energy that does not benefit me. Maybe it's a thought pattern. Maybe it's somebody's way of thinking that has been placed upon you. Like, you are only worthy if you identify as X, Y, and Z. You're only worthy if you marry X, Y, and Z. You're only worthy if you work as a 9-to-5 X, Y, and Z. Releasing those thought patterns, releasing that manipulative behavior, and saying, you know what? I'm incredibly valuable as I am, who I am, for I am right now. Period. All right, period. This is a season of releasing. This is a season of healing. This is a season of hibernation and self-recovery, and it's so freaking beautiful. You also got the surrender card. I can release my need to control. This looks like cells to me, like cells in your body. So this is kind of interesting because I've been talking a lot with my fiance about light technology, which I actually learned about through the Pleiadian deck I used, I think last week. I don't know. It was before my honeymoon, but I posted it. I'm trying to remember when the posting date was, not when I recorded it, whatever. And the last video I posted, or 2 videos ago, I talked about light technology, and that's kind of the imagery I'm also getting from the surrender card, is like healing your body with your mind, healing your body with your DNA. I can surrender my need to control. I can release my need of having everything in control. And that was just kind of giving me that vibe too, of like understanding that we love to be in control. Okay, I love to be in control. Small story. If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead 30 seconds, all right? When we were in Mexico, I literally could not wait to get home because I missed being in control of where I could go, where I could drive to. I missed driving my own car and like having control, okay? I literally felt like I was not in control. It drove me crazy, all right? Your girl's a control freak. We're working on it. All right? And the surrender card is saying, I release my need to control. Understanding that we as humans, we really like to have things in control all the time, but the universe often has higher plans. The universe often has bigger plans, and I'm getting 2 messages for you here with this card. The first one is releasing your need to control and just saying, Spirit, show me. Spirit, speak. Please show me what I need to do to release this energy. Please show me what I need to do to heal. Show me what I need to do to release this guilt I feel. What do I need to do? Help me. I surrender, right? I surrender to your divine wisdom. I understand that I do not know every little thing, and sometimes I might be incorrect, and it's okay to be incorrect. It's okay to not be in control all the time. I release and I surrender. I release and I surrender, all right? Because your guides want to help you. Your spirit guides want you to fall on their shoulders and say, please help me, but we often don't, because sometimes we get in our way. Our ego or our pride get in our way, and we say, I don't need you, I'm fine. Or we say, I do need you, but then we don't listen to their guidance. You know what I'm saying? It's me, okay? I am she, that is me, that's who does that, okay? And then the second message I'm getting here as well is with the DNA, with the molecular level, with the cellular molecular level of your body, understanding that you are such an amazing being, kind of going on that same vein I was already speaking about, worthy of help. Your physical vessel even wants to help you. Your physical vessel, your DNA even wants to help you grow, help you heal, help you release what does not serve you. I worked with my DNA to kind of help heal my sunburn, and I took it a little spiritual, you know, as we do sometimes, and I got really freaking sunburned. I'm like 90% sure I got sun poisoning. Actually, I turned purple, chills, fever, whole shebang, okay? But you know, it is what it is. But I worked with my DNA to heal, and when I did that, I said, even, you know, because sunburns you peel, so I said, please help me shed what does not serve me so I can become anew. You know what I'm saying? So working with your cells and your DNA, not only to heal your physical vessel, but to heal your emotional body as well, is another message I'm getting there with the surrender card. And when you're working with your DNA, it does take a tiny bit of surrendering, because you have to trust, and trusting is hard when we're control freaks, when we want to be in control of everything, because we're trusting that if we don't have exact control over every single thing, that it'll still turn out in its best favor. All right, so the next cards we're going to use for you today are the Mystic Mondays Tarot. Again, all cards, all decks are going to be linked down below in my description under cards and books used, and you can find them all there with links, so you don't even have to search for them. All right, pile number 2, our beautiful green calcite. What do we have to say? 5 of Swords. Okay, what's this one? 7 of Wands. All right. Okay, Spirit, speak. What else do we have to say for our beautiful pile number 2. Oh, you also got the Hermit. This is so funny because, I mean, I'll get to everything, but this is so funny because I was talking about, when I was talking about, I think it was about the Surrender card, how we're in a season of hibernation. So when I'm filming this, I believe it's still, yeah, it's still winter. Yes, it is still winter right now. Now, I live in a very tropical state, so for me, it doesn't ever really feel like winter, but for many of us around the world, we are in the season of resting. We are in the season of healing and recovering and rejuvenating, and it is so freaking beautiful. And so the Hermit card here, I'm just going to go off for a second, okay? The Hermit card here is giving you that message to really take that seriously. If you are being called to rest and recover, rest and recover. If you are being called to heal and regenerate your energy, heal and regenerate your energy. Go within, spend some time alone, spend some time in a hermit mode. Another interesting energy I'm getting right now too is that, I don't know that it is, but it kind of looks like there is a mirror on the back wall here. The Hermit is all about going within and kind of doing a lot of self-reflection, maybe getting off of social media, kind of just separating yourself from a bit so you can heal. And a message I'm getting for you here is to also look into doing some mirror work. Mirror work is a pain in the keister, but oh my goodness, is it valuable. All right, so definitely a message I'm getting there for you as well. Okay, so with the 5 of Swords and the 7 of Wands, kind of getting some weird energy, not gonna lie, not bad weird, just like, ooh, I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's kind of a heavy. So again, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But both the 5 of the Swords and the 7 of Swords are all about kind of defending your position. If you can see the 5 of Swords, there is one sword that's bigger and 4 surrounding. The 7 of Swords is one person standing and 6 wands surrounding them as well. And there's 2 messages I'm getting here. I really feel like if you've been in fight or flight lately, you've been in fight. I feel like you've been really fighting. I feel like maybe there's been a lot of aggression lately, and aggression is not physical always. Aggression, especially with the swords here, can definitely be very mental. Like, I feel like maybe even saying things to hurt, or even thinking about saying things to hurt people that you're just like fed up. All right, and I just want to first of all say we've all been there. Like, maybe not, I shouldn't say that because I don't want to speak for everybody. I've been there, okay? So if no one else can relate to you, I've been there. I've been in relationships so toxic, so terrible, so manipulative that I was so patient for so long, and then I just got to a breaking point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hurt you back. I'm not proud of that, but like, I'm just being so honest with you because I want you to know that if you've been in that space, I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to help you understand that, like, we get to those places when we're so burnt out, so frustrated, so angry, so hurt that we're like, you know what? Screw you. I'm going to hurt you where it hurts, right? Like, I'm going to get you where it hurts. I'm going to mentally hurt you. I'm going to mentally make you think certain things or whatever. Or maybe this is something you've done in the past and there's a lot of guilt around that energy, all right? And the 5 of Swords is saying, you know what? Drop your sword, all right? We don't need to attack. We don't need to be in attack mode right now. When we feel manipulation, when we feel this energy, we're like, we have to attack. We have to go. And there are other options besides just attacking, right? Like, we don't have to come for somebody to get them to stop manipulating us. One, we can cut ties. We can separate ourselves from that person. We can take some space. We can set hard boundaries. If they don't respect those boundaries, we walk away. You know what I'm saying? And so there was a couple messages there with the 5 of Swords. One being that this may have been something that happened in the past or something you just thought about doing and that bothered you so much. And there's this guilt energy surrounding it, and it's time for you to release that because you're amazing being living in a 3-dimensional world in a 3-dimensional body, right? So you have those feelings sometimes, you have those experiences, and no one is here to shame you. It's only to help you realize that you do not need to hold on to that guilt any longer. All right, what happened. You can energetically apologize if you said something. I'm not saying reach out to that person, but just energetically, you know, send love, whatever, and then just release it, okay? Because it's not serving you anymore. And then the other message is, if you're in that moment right now of like, I just want to hurt, I just want to cause pain, take a deep breath, release these feelings, and walk away for a bit, walk away for a spell, all right? And then with the 7 wands kind of pairing there as well, I definitely feel this defensive energy, and maybe this is defense with yourself, maybe this is defensive with the person in question or the person you've been thinking about when this reading has been said. And there's just energy again of needing to defend your stance. And I want to be very clear when I talk about, like, my wife and I actually, and my mom just had this conversation, I think, recently, because me and my wife have just been going through a lot of identifications of emotions and realizing how much shame as a society we put on emotions and things like that. And my wife and I were talking, it's so weird to say that, so I keep saying it, sheesh, okay. She and I were the first, like, we just started talking about this for the first time the other day, and it was about how we often, because we were at the airport, okay, Olivia, you're searching everywhere. I know. If you don't want to hear it, skip ahead a minute, please. Okay, but we were at the airport and I was like, man, you have to be so aggressive here to get picked up. And she was like, not aggressive, just assertive. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like, why do I associate aggression with, or assertiveness with aggression? Why do I associate being assertive or standing your ground with anger and aggression and meanness when you don't have to be? Just like being kind does not equal being passive, okay? So when you do feel this need to stand your ground, because even if you release this energy, there might still be a time where you have to defend your position. You have to set boundaries. You have to stand up for yourself. You have to say, look, this isn't serving me. I'm walking away. Like, whatever it looks like for you, you might have to stand that. And just remember that assertiveness does not equal aggression unless you choose it to be, which we do not, because good of all harm to none. You can be assertive and still be kind. You can be kind without being passive. And you can be assertive and hold your stance without being aggressive. And that's what I'm getting with the Seven of Wands here, all right? You might have to set that boundary, but it doesn't mean you're going to be mean. You might have to say no, and it doesn't mean you're being mean. Speak kindly with your words. Speak, not with to hurt. Not, because like the visual I got here is like words cut deeper than knives. And so that's why I was thinking about that. Is because I feel like sometimes we always think of like these physical aggressions, these physical injuries we can do, but there's so much we do with our words and our mind that hurt and cut so much deeper and take so much longer to heal. So we don't have to cut with our words in order to be assertive. We can say, you know what, I need some space from you right now because I need to figure out some things. Like I need space. And you can say that and you can hold your position without being mean or aggressive and things like that. And that's just a message I'm being reminded to tell you. Assertion without aggression, okay? And kindness does not equal passiveness. And that's a loud message for you here. All right, you got quite a few more cards here. You got the Hanged Woman, which I just love that they use women instead of man on these cards. Like, I should thank you, okay? We need to see it sometimes. All right, probably more than we are seeing it, but that's all right. I still love. The Hanged Woman is all about, oh my goodness, what is happening? I'm sorry, give me 1 second. The Hanged Woman is all about seeing things from a different perspective, quite literally flipping the world upside down. And so what I'm seeing from this, especially when you got it placed near the Pride and the Surrender, it definitely was. I'm just moving it because I got more cards for you. When we see it placed next to the Pride and the Surrender card, this is really telling you to kind of flip the script. Instead of seeing it from a place of attack, instead of seeing it from a place of I need to go, get, I need to hurt. And even if it's like, Liv, I'm not feeling that way. Sometimes we like subconsciously are like, oh, I just wish I could make them feel the way they made me feel. You know what I'm saying? The Hanged Woman is saying, all right, release that energy, see things from a different perspective, and instead say, all right, I release this pride of needing, this person to do X, Y, and Z for me to be healed. How can I work with myself? How can I heal myself? How can I prioritize myself? How can I see things from a different point of view? Okay. You also got the Nine of Swords here, and this is definitely what I was feeling with the Surrender card. The Nine of Swords is definitely the energy of feeling burnt out. The Nine of Swords is like, I'm tired, I'm done, I'm tapped. What this is showing me is that this situation has probably been going on for a while. Maybe this was someone that's been manipulating you for a long time and you just recently had that realization. Same, bestie, I understand that vibe all too well, okay? All too well, right? Okay, I don't know if anyone got that vibe, but it's cool. The Nine of Swords is all about really feeling tapped out, burnt out, all done, and just needing that moment of like retreat. It often represents resting or sleeping or needing to just be alone, be in resolve, just honestly sit down for a spell, because this is coming to a head and I feel like this has been going on for a while. And when we're talking about surrendering, we're talking about the letting go of needing to be in control of all things, and that even means like allowing yourself to sleep. You don't have to be in your masculine energy all the time. You don't have to go. Release this idea that the only way you are successful, the only way you are good enough is if you're constantly moving and constantly going. It's okay to rest, it's okay to heal, it's okay to recover. It's actually a beautiful thing to do so. And with the Hermit and the Nine of Swords here, that's a loud message for you. Like, you are very loudly being told, please rest, please heal, please recover. And you also got the Ace of Swords here, and I feel like what this is saying is like, with this energy of resting, healing, recovering, new opportunities will come from that situation. Because think about it, if you're constantly going, if you're constantly moving, and you're not resting, you're not healing, you're not rejuvenating, there's no space in your mind mind or your day for new ideas to blossom because we're not resting, okay? And so it's really important for you to take time to rest, take time to heal in this next season, take time to heal, take time to recover, and allow new ideas to surface through that energy, because the aces are always about new things happening, new beginnings, opportunities, new relations, etc. And the Ace of Wands specifically is about new passions coming to a surface, new ideas, new creativity, new things are flourishing and blossoming. And that is so beautiful, because your guides are saying once you heal, once you go through this journey, once you release control, then we can give you new ideas, right? Because when you release, babe, more things start to come, all right? And then ending off the tarot portion of the reading, you got the King of Wands here, and this is exactly what I'm feeling. I feel like for both piles today, actually, so far, our guides are saying, all right, here's what you got to do, and here's what you'll get. And I think that that's really beautiful, because sometimes it's hard to hear these things. Sometimes it's hard to think about the work that you're going to have to do to kind of heal and recover. But your guides are saying, yes, it might be some time. You might have to take some time away from those people and things that do not serve you. All right, but what's going to come is new opportunities, new things coming your way. And the King of Wands is so powerful. The King of Wands is passion, creativity, a strong drive, a strong confidence, things coming into action, looking at your life and manifesting exactly the life you've always wanted into reality. And what this shows me is that you're going through this transition right now. You're going through this energy of healing, releasing, letting go of what does not serve you, because you are ready. You are ready to bloom into the King of Wands. You are ready. And again, king does not equal he. King equals the energy of, just what's on my card, okay? But you are ready to embrace that energy. You are saying, you know what? I do deserve to be confident. I do deserve freedom. I do deserve to have the life I've always wanted. And I'm going to make the time and the priority to heal, rest, recover, release, so that way I can open myself up to these opportunities. It's going to start with something maybe small, like an idea, a thought, an energy. Ace and king end each other off, right? Aces are beginnings of wands. King is the end of wands. So you quite literally got the beginning and the end. And ending is not saying it's done. Ending is saying maybe that cycle is like coming to a big climax, and maybe something new will come after that as well. But what this is showing me is like, it might start with something simple, like an idea, a gesture, a new spark of creativity. And that spark is going to flourish into a whole ass vision, and it's going to be beautiful. And if you're one that is very heavily involved in creativity, maybe your career revolves around creativity, or maybe your career revolves around spirituality, is a message I'm getting as well. This is even more important, because you gotta be in a good space to keep that going. You know what I'm saying? Coming from a personal experience, like if your creativity, or if your job relies on your creativity, your intuition, your spiritual guidance, if you're in a rocky or rough place, your job feels that effect, okay? And so it's really important to tune into that energy as well. And the King of Wands is saying, I got you, babe. I got you. And I love how the King of Wands is looking this direction. Like, I freaking did that. I went through this journey, and now here I am. Hear me mother effing roar. Okay? I feel like I need to cuss with y'all. I do not need to. All right, let's go ahead and pull our final cards for today before we go into the cord cutting portion. We are using the Empath Empowerment deck for y'all today. Let's go ahead and see for a beautiful pile number 2, Green Calcite Spirit. What do we have to say? Tame negative thinking. When negative thoughts, this is a really intense picture. I can't quite tell if she's laughing or screaming, but whichever. When negative thoughts arise, experience the feeling behind them, and then shift to a larger, more compassionate perspective. Yes, okay, literally the Hermit, the Hanged Man. When you feel these negative thoughts, when you feel, oh God, that's so powerful with the 5 of Swords too. Sorry, I'm having a hard time processing all of that. When you feel those negative thoughts, when you feel angry, you want to hurt, you want to get back at them, you want to make them feel all the crappy ways they made you feel. Stop, sit, and feel your thoughts. Let them arise, not to another person, but within yourself. I talked about how I've recently been doing this as well, where I started to let myself feel my feelings. If I get angry, I go to the bedroom, leave my phone outside the room because my mind wants to scroll and distract. I leave my phone outside the room, turn all the lights off, put on my weighted blanket and just let myself freaking feel. And it's uncomfortable, it's gross, it's icky, I want to stop. But when I let them arise, I can see things more clearly. I see that maybe my wife not taking out the trash was probably not the reason I was actually upset. And it probably came from a larger scale. Maybe it had nothing even to do with her and I was projecting. All right, so whenever you can see things from a larger picture, it's so much easier to heal, release, and kind of move forward with a compassionate energy, not only towards others, but also towards yourself. So allow yourself to feel that. Also with the birds here, birds, eagles specifically, those aren't eagles I don't think, but eagles specifically represent seeing for things from a higher perspective, and so do birds in general. So definitely be taking that higher perspective route, just like the penguin, taking a different perspective, a higher perspective, soar above the situation and see things from that angle. If you're needing help doing that, definitely call on the bird spirits because they are wanting to help you as well. Oh my goodness, I just forgot how to shuffle for a sec. No worries. All right, our beautiful pile number 2 with green calcite. Spirit, is there anything else you'd like to say? I feel like my hands got tired for some reason. I don't know why. It is kind of late, but who knows? Restore yourself with alone time. Absolutely. Take a break from the busy world. Replenish yourself in the stillness. Meditate, stretch, nap, garden. Do whatever quiet activities your spirit yearns for. Absolutely. We got the Hermit. We got the Nine of Swords. I don't need to harp on that anymore because I feel like I already told you this so many times that it's like, okay, Liv, could you be more of a broken record? You also got... Oh, this card always kind of freaks me out a bit. Watch for the cosmic wink, just because there's like an eyeball in there. Magic comes when spirit winks at us. Stay aware of synchronicities that provide unexpected answers. Positive forces are always at play in your life. And you got this right by the Ace of Wands, okay? So when you start seeing those synchronicities, understand that that is spirit working its magic. That is the slight messages. Remember I said it might start kind of small, and it might start with like little small ideas. If you start seeing synchronicities around that time, really listen and see what spirit is trying to tell you, because that is the cosmic wink and they are wanting to communicate with you. And remember that little seed is going to sow into the amazing version of the King of Wands, okay? All right, then these two cards just decided to make a statement and popped out. Experience the passion of fire. Reignite your life force by gazing into a cozy fire, recharging in the sunlight, or lighting a candle. Allow fire to spark your vision and vitality. Yes, okay, with all these Wands cards, if you do not know, Wands represent the element of fire, and so that is absolutely beautiful. Restore your passion, restore your ideas. I know that a lot of us don't have sunlight right now, so you can definitely light a candle. You can light a candle and look into the flame. Flames, like I don't know what it is. Fire to me feels like the closest thing we have to magic. There is something so magical about like a life force in your hand. I don't know what it is. Like the feeling of fire, obviously I don't hold it in my hand, but like when I light, you know what? I'll show you. Okay, there's like a fan, but when you light fire, can you even see? I don't even know if you can. It is so beautiful, so powerful, so magnetic. There is a fan and it's just like, don't make me do this right now. But there is something so beautiful and powerful about fire, about holding life. Like, I don't know. It's just so magical. When I light Palo Santo, I can't help but let the flame get so big and then just get magnetized by its energy. So definitely light some fire and look into it maybe. I mean, you know, be careful, you know, spiritual energies and things like that. But definitely just recharge your energy. You also got slow down to avoid burnout. I don't think I've ever seen this card. Don't do too much too fast. I totally thought this was a boat, but it is a incense holder. Okay, going slower lets you appreciate the miracle of the moment and richness of your life. Absolutely. All right, there's going to be a lot happening when you go through that Ace of Wands energy to King of Wands. I feel like it's going to be very fast paced. I feel like it's going to be all these ideas, all these opportunities, so much happening at one time. And when these things do arise, because I truly believe that they will, when these opportunities surface, when amazing things are right in front of you, when these amazing things are really like out there ready to help you, guide you, etc., just take a moment, take a breath, and enjoy the journey, okay? Because you are going to have an absolutely amazing one. It's going to be nothing but magical, wonderful things for you. Now, I shouldn't have said that because magic and wonderfulness does come from also growing and going through the growing pains. But what I mean by that is like, your guides are just trying to reinforce you and saying, you know, it might suck right now. What you're going through is not easy. What we're going through right now is just not easy as a consciousness, but it is going to be worth it. But when you go through that journey of like, I'm excited, I'm experiencing passion again. Maybe you've been in a manipulative relationship or friendship or self-thinking ship. That's what we're going to call that. With yourself or another, where you feel like you weren't really allowed to engage in your passions because maybe they shamed them, told you they weren't good enough, told you weren't good enough, told you all these other things. It's time to release that. And when you start getting that energy back again of, you know what, I just lost all that energy, I gave it up, I was like, you know what, you do not serve me, and your passion comes back, it's like boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Like, so many things happen so fast, and it can be really easy to get caught up in that and just move full force into the King of Wands, which I think will happen for you. But when you're going on that amazingly fast-paced journey, just remember to stop and smell the roses and acknowledge all of your growth, not just here, everything up leading up to that point. All right, so now we're going to jump into the cord cutting portion of this video. I'm going to be standing up, so my audio is going to sound different. Bear with me, okay? All right, so a couple of disclaimers about cord cutting. I know many people here on YouTube do like to use cord cutting for literal removing of people from your life. I personally am not practicing that here today. If that's what you are looking for, I'm sure you can find some on YouTube. Many of you have told me about them yourselves. I just do not practice that personally. So if that's what you're looking for, this is not the place for that. Again, no shame to that game. It's just not what we're doing here, okay? What we are doing here today is removing the negative energies that do not serve us. For example, I release cords even after I do a reading like this one. I adore every single one of you, and I love you. When I cut my cords from you, does it mean I don't love you? No. It means that if I grabbed onto someone's energy that was not serving me, I just say goodbye to it. I love my wife so freaking much. Obviously, I just married her, but sometimes even if like when she was be at work or something and she would bring something home, I would have to release that because I would take on her energy and it was not serving me and it was not mine to take on, so I say goodbye. I will still go see her 2 minutes later, give her all the love and etc. You know what I'm saying? But like, it doesn't mean you're saying goodbye to that person. It just simply means you're releasing energy that does not serve you. We pick up on energy from people in the grocery store, people we drive by, people we love, those who have manipulated us, and we let that suck our life force away from us. Think about it as if like all this resentment and anger and all these emotions we're holding on is taking a bit of our power away from us. What we're doing here today is we're calling it back, all right? So we're going to do the cord cutting, and then after the cord cutting, we're also going to do a ritual to call back our power in our life, all right? So we're going to start with the feather. The feather is a beautiful tool for cord cutting, and feathers, and this is a turkey feather, feathers are very, very powerful, and feathers are, in my opinion, more gentle than a selenite knife, which you're going to use as well. This is really good if you're just trying to like release, you know, light energy, nothing too heavy and things like that. The selenite knife, on the other hand, is really, really, really great for those hard to reach cuts, like those hard to reach burdens, those things that are really holding on. Selenite knives come in handy. I personally prefer the selenite knife just because I feel like it gets the job done stronger and quicker, but we are going to offer both options for you here today, so whichever one you like, you can even do both. I often do both, and that's totally cool as well. Alrighty, but you also don't have to do any of this, and if you want to hop off this video now, I love you, and thank you so much for being here, but let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first thing I'm going to do is protect myself. Open my Viracocha, all right? And then we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. I really recommend you doing this with me, but as always, you don't have to do anything I say, okay? I am not in control of you. You are in control of you, cutie. But I really would recommend you taking 3 deep breaths with me. Why? Is because it helps me get grounded, it helps you get grounded, and it helps me connect with your energy on a deeper level. All right, so let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths together. We're gonna breathe in for 3, hold for 3, release, okay? Breathe in. Hold, release. Breathe in, hold, release. Breathe in, release. All right, so I'm going to be saying some things during this first portion of the cord cutting. If you would like, you can repeat it with me, or you can sit in silence and let me just do it for you. And then I'm going to do it in silence, where you can say your own affirmations out loud, or you can just sit in silence and feel the cord cutting, etc. All right. So a visualization I like to often do is I envision a cord, like a literal cord, connecting me to the certain energy. So say, for example, somebody said something really nasty and negative to me, and even though my conscious being knows that it had nothing to do with me, my energetic being is feeling really affected by it. If I'm not wanting to remove that person from my life, I envision that energy, just this energy. I kind of envision like the blobs from Soul, the little like ego monsters, and I envision them off in the distance with a cord attaching me to them. What we're going to do is slice that connection from me to this energy blob that's sucking my life force, not necessarily the person. Like, I'm not going to visualize my wife. I'm going to visualize this energy blob of anger or frustration or this hurtful thing that somebody at some point in my life said to me, and then I'm going to cut that cord. After we cut the cord, I'm going to send healing to those places so we can rejuvenate them. All right, so let's go ahead and go through it. Let's go ahead and go to it. Oh my gosh, I can't speak. I feel you. I see you. I hear you. I release 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 you. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. I release. I release. I release. I release. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. You do not serve me. 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 You have no power here. You have no power here. You have no power here. I release. I release. I release. I release. I release. I'm going to do this next bit in silence. Definitely feel free to say your own affirmations out loud, or just do it with me in silence. I'm so sorry. All right, next we're going to move into the selenite knife portion. If you would like to stay for the selenite knife portion, you most definitely can, but you do not have to. Before we do that, we're actually going to go ahead and call back our power. All right, I want you to put your hands over your heart in whatever way looks like, whatever way feels right for you. And I want you to visualize all these cords that you have cut. You have released all this energy that does not serve you. You released all this energy that has just been sucking your life source and making you feel tired, resentful, angry, etc. And you have released that. It is free. You are free. You are free to be who you've always been meant to be. You are free to be happy. You are free to call back your power. Now, where all those cords were, where all the energy once was taken from you, I want you to envision a glorious beam of light, whatever color resonates with you. The color purple is coming to mind for me, so whatever color resonates with you. Purple is a very healing color, so if that resonates with you, definitely go for it. Green is also coming to my mind, which is also a very healing color. All right, so we're going to identify and realize and sit with ourselves and visualize this beautiful beam of light going to all of these holes, all of these places where the cords were once cut. We're going to visualize it happening, visualize those cord holes being replaced with love and light and healing energy, and we're going to call back our power now. All right, I call back my power. Yes, please. I call back my energy. Yes, please. I call back the energy of I call back my energy from what did not serve me, and I am now healed. I am healed. I'm a glorious being full of love and light and healing energy. All right, and now we're going to jump into the selenite knife portion of this. If you do not want to stay for the selenite knife portion, you definitely do not have to, but if you would like to, we're going to jump into that now. All right, selenite knife can be a little bit more harsh of a cut, and what I mean by that is it like really gets the job done. Like I said, this is my tool of choice, my tool of preference. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, but I release you. I release. I release. I release. I release. Give it to Gaia. 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 I release what does not serve me. I release what does not serve me. I release what does not serve me. I release. I'm feeling really sharp pain in my right kidney. If that is one of you cuties, let's take some deep breaths. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. Breathe it out. All right, breathe it out of your body. Focus your energy there and let's release this, okay? I feel you, my goodness. I feel you. I feel you. But I release. I release. I release. I release. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. Give it to Gaia. All right, and then same thing for you. We're going to call back our energy. All right, I want you to put your hands over your heart in whatever way looks like, whatever way feels right for you. And I want you to visualize all these cords that you have cut. You have released all this energy that does not serve you. You released all this energy that has just been sucking your life source and making you feel tired, resentful, angry, etc. And you have released that. It is free. You are free. You are free to be who you've always been meant to be. You are free to be happy. You are free to call back your power. Now, where all those cords were, where all that energy once was taken from you, I want you to envision a glorious beam of light, whatever color resonates with you. The color purple is coming to mind for me, so whatever color resonates with you. Purple is a very healing color, so if that resonates with you, definitely go for it. Green is also coming to my mind, which is also a very healing color. All right, so we're going to identify and realize and sit with ourselves and visualize this beautiful beam of light going to all of these holes, all of these places where the cords were once cut. We're going to visualize it happening. Visualize those cords being cord holes being replaced with love and light and healing energy. And we're going to call back our power now. All right. I call back my power. Yes, please. I call back my energy. Yes, please. I call back the energy of I call back my energy from what did not serve me, and I am now healed. I am healed. I'm a glorious being full of love and light and healing energy. All right, and that is y'all's reading for today for pile number 2. I hope this resonated with you. I hope you liked it. I wanted to let you know while I was doing the cord cutting, I saw a glimpse of my time and it said 43:43, and we were just talking about watch for the cosmic wink. So if you see the numbers 4 or 3 in any particular order, please keep your eyes peeled for those, okay? Pile number 2, I hope this video resonated with you. I hope this provided you any kind of releasement or healing that you were looking for. I adore you and I'm so grateful for you. If this did help you in any way, shape, or form, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Commenting, subscribing, all that good jazz really helps me out, and giving my video a thumbs up, it makes a huge difference for my channel. So thank you so much everyone who has done those things. It really helps me out and I'm so grateful for you. I wanted to remind you that I do offer private tarot readings done via Zoom at www.marinatarot.com, and from March 1st to March 31st of 2022, I'm offering 10% off all of my 1-hour private readings using the code GRATEFUL in all capitals for the entire month of March 2022. Get 10% off all 1-hour readings. All right, I really hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you take advantage of it, okay? Book me out. I want to meet more of you. I want to connect with you. I love you and I love spending that time with you. I also wanted to remind you that I do have a Patreon, which is Liv's Light. I also do accept both tips and donations on this channel, which are never required nor an expectation, just received with so much joy and gratitude, both at Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. My PayPal's acting kind of weird, so if you want to use that, go to the description, click on the link, and it should take you right there. Last reminder is that for the whole month of March, I'm also doing a card a day, a card of encouragement every single day, both on YouTube under Shorts and on Instagram under my Reels. If you would like to follow me there, it's Liv's Light, whichever medium you prefer. You prefer, because I know that not everyone has Instagram and not everyone has YouTube, so whichever one you have, definitely check me out there if you're looking for a quick 60-second pick-me-up of encouragement. All right, I adore you. I'm so grateful for you. Always remember to show where there's love, show your light, and shine so bright, and I will see you cuties for my next video. Bye. All right, last and then never bit least, pile number 3. Oh my gosh, I literally forgot my wedding ring on. Oh my goodness, pile number 3. Full disclosure, it is the next morning because I wanted to give you my freshest, my most vibrant energy. So I just woke up. It's like 8 o'clock right now or something, and we are ready to rock and roll. All right, so let's just get back into the energy. We are tuning into freeing ourselves from manipulation, freeing ourselves from manipulative behavior, etc. So let's go ahead and see. You got 2 cards for your base energy. These were the cards that were under your stone when you were picking it, and I just pulled some to kind of just gauge the general energy of what we can expect, what to look out for, what to kind of gain from this general energy of the reading. All right, so the first card you got is friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, and excuse me, you also got purpose. I know what I am here to do. Okay, interesting vibes, pile number 3. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting 2 different messages from this, so take which one resonates with you, and as always, leave what does not, please. Okay, so 2 vibes I'm getting from this. The first one being that there is definitely someone in your life who has been pointing out certain red flags to you within another person. Maybe this is a best friend, maybe this is your sister or brother, or you know, a sibling of yours. This could be a parental figure of yours. I feel like there is someone close to you in your life that has been like, hey, I'm kind of getting bad vibes from this person. Maybe it's someone you've been dating, maybe it's someone you want to be friends with, maybe it's someone in your family. And I feel like there is someone who's just trying to kind of look out for you and be that person that's like, hey, let me help you. Let me show you that these are red flags. And then I get this energy of like, no, I'm not going to look at that. You just don't like them. You're just judgmental, X, Y, and Z, right? But if you have somebody in your life right now who you know you've trusted for a long time, like you know this person, you trust this person, you love this person, and they've been getting red flag vibes from someone you've been interacting with, maybe just sit down and listen to what they have to say without judgment. Like listen and say, show me what you're talking about. Show me the red flags you're seeing. I'm getting a very specific visual of this energetic exchange, and it's from the show How I Met Your Father, which by the way is such a freaking good show. If you liked How I Met Your Mother, it's really, really good, but it's like a more feminist approach, which we love in 2022. So spoiler alert, if you have not seen that, skip ahead like a minute. But in the show, one of the characters' mom come back in town, and this person's mom, you know, she has a bad rep. She, you know, always just moving out on guys and all these things. But the daughter thinks that the mom is an angel and all these guys are constantly leaving her. Well, her best friend, the daughter's best friend, I should just say their names, but I'm not. I'll just say their names. Sophie and Val are the best friends, okay? And Val notices that Sophie's mom is actually the one who's doing all the leaving, is actually the one that's leaving, not making commitment, cheating on people, etc. And she tells Sophie because Sophie deserves to know. But at first, that's not an easy pill to swallow, right? That's not an easy thing to identify or see when it comes to someone you love, like your mother, and identifying like, what? All this stuff I've thought my entire life is a lie, like you've been, you know, lying to me, manipulating me, etc. And this person, Val, was someone that Sophie really, really trusted. So she was able to hear her out, but it took some time. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes there's those people in your life, your best friends, someone you really care about, who sees those red flags that you are unable to see because we have those rose-colored glasses on. We love the people in our life, so we don't want to see their flaws. We don't want to see the way that they're hurting us. But if you have somebody in your life that's been wanting to reach out to you and that's been trying to tell you that they don't trust this person you're with, just listen to them. I'm not saying you have to like agree with everything they're saying or take what they're saying verbatim, but just hear them out and hear what they have to say. Now, the other flippity floppity of that coin, okay, this is the second vibe I'm picking up on, is that there may be a friend in your life that has just not really been serving you. Maybe you've identified some manipulative behaviors lately. Maybe you're realizing that all these things that you thought you liked about them were actually just things they told you liked about them, etc. And you're just identifying that this person is not meant to be in your life. And I want to let you know that that is okay, and that this person still came into your life for a reason. This person was in your life for a reason, whether it was to teach you to stand up for yourself, whether it was to teach you to set boundaries, whether it was to teach you that it's okay to walk away, like whatever it was, this person did come for a reason. They did come for a purpose, and they served that purpose. But that doesn't mean that they're going to stay in our lives forever. And that definitely happens. For me in 2022, I've already had like more friend breakups than I feel like I've had in many, many years, because my energy is shifting. And when your energy shifts, you start to realize the people that are just not serving you. And that's exactly what happened. I realized and identified within myself that I had certain friends in my life that were just not serving me, not treating me well. I was not being treated the way I thought or I want to be treated or I deserve deserve to be treated. And I set boundaries, they weren't respected. So what do? Sometimes you gotta walk away, have those friend breakups. Doesn't mean that they were, a mistake and I never should have let them in my life. No, absolutely not, because they came into my life to teach me so many things. They taught me how to stand up for myself and up to myself, how to set boundaries, how to walk away from those that are not serving you, how to identify those that are not serving you, all right? So sometimes even the friends that we have that are really not kind to us, the ones we have to walk away from, the ones we have to say goodbye to, still had a purpose for being in our life. And it's kind of about seeing that bigger picture, all right? So 2 different vibes there. Which means that I just might have a lot of people tuning into pile 3, which is totally okay. But when we have a lot of people, there's sometimes more than one message, because it's not going to be for every single person, right? Okay, and then you got the purpose card. I know what I am here to do. Sorry, it's like really early and my throat is not wanting to work yet. I know what I am here to do, okay? Yes, please. This is saying to me that you are ready to make this change. With purpose, I am seeing that you are really ready to make this change. You're ready to make this change in your life, and I feel like you are identifying that. I really do feel like this person, okay, so Olivia, finish your sentence. I feel like the other piles I've done here in this video have all been more self-focused, which is a really, just as valid and a really good thing as well. I feel like for yours, this may be more external, and what I mean by that is a lot of the other piles we were talking about self-manipulating behaviors and things like that, and I feel like from yours, this might be a literal person in your life who you have recently identified as manipulating you. And I do think it was someone close to you. Like, I don't think it was a shock, like a boss or your distant cousin. I feel like this was someone that was really close to you, your best friend, your mother, your father, your sibling, your lover, like whoever. And I feel like it was one of those things where you didn't know they were manipulating you, so you weren't upset about it. And then once you saw it, it's like glass shattering, you know what I'm saying? Because a friendship card, it's deep and it's connected, and it kind of shows me that this probably really, really hurt. And this is the purpose card being paired right next to it, or the vice versa of your friendship trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? There's 2 vibes here, okay? And the purpose card is coming in and saying, you know that you are ready to release this. And again, releasing this energy does not mean you have to get rid of that person. It doesn't mean you have to never see your mom again, if that's who it is for you, never see your father again. It just means that you can set those hard boundaries of listen, I don't like when you talk to me this way. I don't appreciate you speaking to me this way. I feel like you're trying to manipulate me, and I'm just not okay with that. And if they don't respect that, then just take some time, all right? But you have a purpose here on this life, and I feel like it's to almost break an ancestral pattern is a really loud message I'm getting for you, which is why I'm getting that familial pattern here. Is I feel like you're trying to break the chain. That's a loud quote that's coming to my head, is break the freaking chain. I feel like you're one that's kind of called to maybe break those ancestral cycles, stop letting, parents treat you a certain way, or stop letting parents' words or voices or whatever control your life, because as a society, we do that so much, right? If our parents say you're only worthy if you go to college, marry a certain person, and have a certain amount of kids, that's what a lot of us end up doing, because we fall into that line of we want to please our parents, we want to appease our parents. And listen, to each their own, okay? To each their own. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing necessarily, all right? But you are also your own individual outside of your parents' thoughts, beliefs, and patterns, and you are allowed to make your own choices as well. Obviously, when you are of age and things like that, I'm not telling you if you're 14 listening to this video to go make a rambunctious decision. But right, when in our 20s and stuff, we find ourselves, we discover ourselves, we find who we are. And I really feel like that's what's happening for you right now. And maybe you're identifying these things that are just not serving you. They've never served you, and now they're just blaring in your face, and you're like, shit, I don't want to do this anymore. And you're breaking that cycle. All right, let's go ahead and see if there are any other cards. These are the empath empowerment cards here. I'm going to link all the cards down below in my description as well if you are wanting to check any of them out. Okay, so then you got the fear card here. I realized that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. So when we were talking about that kind of familial energy, I did get a sense of kind of restraint from some people, which is totally okay. Again, if you don't like what I'm saying, please know you do not have to take it, ever, okay? You do not have to take what I'm saying. But I did kind of get that sense of I'm really uncomfortable. I don't want to talk about this. Maybe this is fresh. This is raw. This is uneasy for me to hear. And that's totally totally understandable as well. But there is this energy of kind of pushing past that fear. There is a great quote, and I just hate that I'm probably going to butcher it, but it was from Will Smith, and he was quoting his grandma, I believe, and he said that all great things live just on the other side of fear, all right? And kind of what I'm seeing here with you is that this might be really scary, and you might have to really test your resolve. You might have to really like spend some quality time with yourself and sit with yourself and say, is this person manipulating me? Am I identifying manipulating behaviors? Have I just not been seeing it for the last 10 years, the last 2 years, whatever it's looked like for you? Am I just now identifying this? And that means when you get to that place where you're like realizing it, it can be really scary because you're like, well, what the heck do I do? Like, this person's an integral part of my life. I can't just say goodbye to them. And you're right. Sometimes we cannot do that. But like I said, there's other options. You can set boundaries. You can set boundaries with this person. If they don't respect it, just take some time away. All right. Take a week, a month, etc. And understanding that fear is not an emotion to be shamed. I really have loved lately getting into the energy of accepting and embracing all of my emotions. I really want to rewatch Inside Out because I haven't watched it as an adult. And I really want to, well, I mean, as like a fully, not fully, like as a spiritually woke adult, I guess I should say, because I think I watched it when I worked out of school, but I really want to watch Inside Out again because I feel like as a society, we put so much shame on certain emotions, and fear is one of them. We shame fear. Oh, you're such a little baby. Grow up. Why are you being such a little baby? You're scared. Oh my God, are you scared? Yeah, you know what? Sometimes I am scared. Sometimes I do feel fear. And you know what? That is just another valid emotion. That is an emotion that is wanting to be felt, wanting to be seen, wanting to be acknowledged. Because once we see our fear, once we look at our fear, we see it, we feel it, we hear it, we move past it, right? Because just on the other side of fear is greatness. Just on the other side of fear is growth. It is all beautiful things. And so this might be scary. And when you feel that fear, don't shame it. Don't run away from it. Look at it. Look at it head on, face it, and see what it is trying to show you. And then listen to that. All right. And then you got the peace card here. I'm a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Another pile got this card as well, but I'm not remembering which pile it was. So if you resonate with that, maybe go back. I think it was pile, I don't know. Never mind. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. Okay, but this is still a very powerful energy because this is saying that you are quite literally ready. That's what I was saying with the purpose card. I feel like I'm tuning into a group that is ready. Like, you're ready to release what is not serving you. You're ready to kind of identify that you deserve a happier life. You deserve a life with people that really treat you well. And when I was saying like setting boundaries, it might not happen immediately, okay? It might not happen immediately. They might not respect it immediately. But the more consistent you say, the more consistent you are like, you know what? I deserve love. I deserve to be treated with peace and kindness, and I'm going to release what is not serving me. They will probably, if they love you and there's someone like really, really close into your life, they will eventually come around. Now, they are human, they are flawed, they might have their mistakes, but if they're trying, just observe that. All right, observe that, because this is going to be a big situation for both of you. If this is someone you want to keep in your life, there's going to be boundaries that need to be set. All right, and I know that is scary. I feel the fear, okay, but just look at it, see it, and release it. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. This is so powerful when we're doing a cord cutting as well, because this is you saying, I'm ready. I'm open to releasing what does not serve me. I'm open to releasing this energy that's not been benefiting me. And I'm ready to welcome all the amazing things that lie straight ahead. All right. Next, we're going to use the Mystic Monday Tarot cards here just to gain some additional info for our beautiful pile number 3, Blue Celestite here. Our beautiful pile number 3, Blue Celestite. Spirit, what do we have to say? All right, 5 of Cups right off the bat with the fear card here. Any other messages? Oh, okay, 3 of Cups. Oh, okay, see, this is so interesting. Remember how I was getting like those multi-vibe type things? The 3 of Cups is one of the cards of friendship that I really feel like was that first one of people like really supporting you. And if you have those friends in your life that are trying to show you what's what, listen to them, all right? Listen to them. Spirit, what else do we have to say? Princess of Cups. The Tower. Any other messages for our beautiful pile number 3, Blue Celestite? Pile number 3, Blue Celestite. All right, and then you got the Queen of Cups here as well. So before we even get too far into it, I'm just going to address the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that you have both the Princess and the Queen of Cups, which is still just reiterating to me that I do feel like for at least one person listening here, this could be a very paternal bond, specifically a mother to daughter bond, if that is resonating with you. Again, this could be a very, very, very specific message, but when you see the Queen and the Princess together, it's hard to kind of ignore that blaring message that is right there and obvious, all right? So this could be someone you look up to. This could be a maternal figure to you. This could be a just like a really like it's like a mother and daughter connection, but again, it doesn't have to be. It could be a, you know, paternal figure and a childlike figure, or someone you look up to and you are the student, etc. Okay, but now let's go back to the beginning with the Five of Cups here, because you got the Five of Cups with the fear. And the Five of Cups really embodies that energy of feeling like afraid, sad, disappointment, remorseful, like just angry, sad. Like it is the card of kind of feeling all those emotions. Also, I also want to address that you got only cups and one major. So this is showing me that this is probably a very emotionally heavy energy for you. Maybe this has been really emotionally affecting your life, your connections, your friendships with other people. Like I feel like this has been weighing on you, whether it is the first situation of that it's a friend who is trying to kind of like point this out to you, and that just frustrates you and it's been emotionally just like disheartening, I guess you could say, or if it's a friend that you've identified that has just not been serving you. Either way, that is still a very emotionally heavy energy, and I feel like this has been weighing on you a little bit. And I want to go back to the message I was saying with fear is to allow yourself to feel your emotions. Sometimes with the Five of Cups, I almost get the energy of like repressment. I feel like it's okay to let yourself feel your emotions. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel hurt. It's okay to feel fear. The most important thing is like how long you choose to sit in that feeling and what you do with those emotions, right? Like if you're going to, you know, feel your fear and then move past it, that's amazing and that's growth. If we're going to feel our fear and just wallow in it and let it take us, that's not as beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So there's a beauty to feeling your emotions because it gives you the strength to move past them, and that is so powerful. And with the Five of Cups here, I'm just really seeing that this has been weighing kind of heavily on you, and so allow yourself to feel the sadness when it is there, but also understand that you make the choice to move past. You make the choice to continue to grow, to continue to evolve. And I love that it literally goes like, even if this is not a familial bond, I love that it kind of just goes like, it feels like generational growth, which shows you that this is going to be something that's going to benefit you for a long time, and just be gentle with yourself on this journey as well. The Three of Cups here is definitely just confirming that there are definitely two energies here today, and this is confirming that pile of the friends that are wanting to kind of help you out, pointing out those friends that are not serving you in your life. Maybe your significant other has been like, I don't really like the way your best friend treats you. Like, have you noticed that they're always demeaning you? They're always talking down to you. They're always putting you down. Like, why do you kind of put up with that, etc.? And that's kind of hard pill to swallow. Or maybe your best friend is like, dude, why does your significant other talk to you like that? Like, you know, you deserve better than that, and whatever. This is kind of confirming that bond here. This is kind of confirming that you do have those people in your life that are trying to reach out to you, trying to connect with you, trying to help you see the red flags. And if you're having a hard time listening to them, just take a deep breath and release expectations and just hear them without judgment, because these are people that are very good. Like, I don't know how else to say. Like, this is a very high vibrational card with the Three of Cups. I love the visualization of like, this cup's gonna pour into this one, and then they pour into this one, then this one's gonna pour into this one. Like, this is a card of I support you, I love you, I encourage you, I nourish you. Like, this is a tribe. This is a good energy to have in your life. And if you have those people in your life, don't just ignore them, don't suppress them, take their words for what they are. All right, Princess of Cups and Queen of Cups, I already kind of talked about that a little bit. The biggest message I'm getting from that is the paternal to daughter or paternal to child energy. But if that is not you, in general, the Queen of Cups and the Princess of Cups, seeing them together, this shows me a lot of growth coming for you. And it's interesting that the Tower is sandwiched in between, because the Princess of Cups is a little bit more innocent, a little bit more, I don't know why this word's coming to my mind, but like a little bit more naive. And maybe this was something that kind of happened in childhood. Maybe this is something that's been happening since childhood. Maybe you feel like a suppressed child when you're in this manipulation connection. And then you're going to go through this kind of Tower moment of being like, you know what? And again, I want to say this because I don't know why. The Tower moment and the Purpose card are giving me break the ancestral patterns. I feel like you're going to go through that Tower moment and you're going to evolve into the Queen of Cups, which is going to bring you peace and harmony. Even the colors on the cards match the energy, all right? And even the colors here match that vibe. So I really do see see that here. When we talk about the Tower is often such a scary card when it comes to tarot. People like really, you know, hate it and resent it. The Tower is really not that scary, I promise. The Tower comes when you are ready to evolve, when you are ready to change. And honestly, sometimes it comes when you have been avoiding the change for too long. Like if you've been avoiding, you know, addressing something for months, years, sometimes it erupts and it kind of just crumbles to the ground. But the Tower only crumbles when something better is there to be rebuilt in its place. And that's what I'm seeing for you here. Again, the term break the ancestral pattern is coming. And I feel like that breaking of the ancestral pattern might be a Tower moment. Maybe you don't talk to those family members for a little while. Maybe you go through a little bit of a separation just for a minute to pause, to break, to breathe, to find yourself. Maybe you set those hard boundaries and people don't respect them. You know what I'm saying? Like there's going to be these things that might be difficult, but you're going to do them because you're ready to, and I mean, you don't have to do anything I'm saying, but I feel like you're wanting to do these things because you're ready to break these patterns that are not serving you, because you're ready to become your own person with your own thoughts, beliefs, opinions, desires, etc. And that is going to fully evolve you into the Queen of Cups, which is like, in my opinion, a more mature version of the Princess of Cups. The Queen of Cups is very loving, very insightful, very charismatic, very like intuitive. I'm getting a lot of intuitive psychic energy, and that comes from going through this transformation, that comes from going through this growth. Not saying that you're not intuitive in this moment, because I'm sure you are, and not saying that you're not already psychic and have those abilities, because I'm sure you do, but it's saying that once you go through this energy, once you release what does not serve you, you have more space and energy and time in your life to prioritize the connections that serve you, to prioritize your psychic abilities, to prioritize your intuition. Because honestly, sometimes like when we address a relationship that has not been serving us and we've just been kind of ignoring it for a while, you know, we paint those red flags pink, you know what I'm saying? Once we finally realize that and set those boundaries and step away, our intuition like pops off. It is so beautiful. Our intuition is like, woof, I've been meaning to talk to you lately and you've been having me on hold, my goodness. And it just kind of blooms and blossoms, and that's definitely what I see here. And again, that peace energy of coming of like calmness, serenity, and I do believe that is what will find you. And that's what I'm saying, like the Tower seems scary, but it's truly not, especially in this spread with the Peace and the Queen of Cups. You're saying this is something that you're going to go through so that way you can grow. And I feel like it's something that you've been seeing for a while happening, and then we just kind of ignore it, we don't address it, and so the eruption occurs. But this is not, I don't think, going to be a huge surprise to you. I'm not saying it's going to be the easiest thing to go through ever as well, because, you know, this growth comes with growing pains sometimes, but it's 100% worth it. All right. The last cards I'm pulling for you today before the cord cutting ceremony are the Empath's Empowerment deck. So let's go ahead and see for our beautiful pile number 3, Blue Celestite. Oh my goodness. All the cards are flying. Blue Celestite here. What? Oh my God. Y'all saw that. See, this is okay. I love doing live shuffles because I feel like I don't get this when I pre-shuffle them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to see my vibe. You don't get to see my reaction. This is so crazy. Release fear. Stop inventing scary stories about the future. Stay in the now and affirm your strengths. Period. Okay, period. You are ready to release what does not serve you. You literally got the releasing fear card up above. You are ready to release what does not serve you. Ready to see these things and be like, you know what? This is not serving me. Also, I want to touch on the message that they talked about here, which is stop inventing scary stories about the future, because I do that so much. And if you are someone who is like me, and you guys did get a lot of cups cards, so maybe you also vibe with this energy, even if someone has, you know, not said something to me, I will create this thing in my head of how they're going to react when I set this boundary. How's this person going to respond when I say this thing? They're going to get so mad at me. They're not going to talk to me. They're going to hate me. And I will literally create fear out of nothing. Like I'll have to set a boundary with someone, maybe someone really close to me in my life, of how I want this thing to go, or how I don't like appreciate them talking to me in this way, and how I'm going to set that boundary. And even if I've never said it, oh my gosh, I keep bumping you. I'm so sorry. Even if I've never said it, I never set that boundary, I will create fear in my head about how I think they're going to respond. And full disclosure, it's 90% of the time never like what I make it out to be in my head. So just release and breathe, okay? And be in the moment. You also got, oh, I've never seen this card. No, heck yeah. Set limits with draining people, period. When people are depleting you, kindly set a limit such as, I only have 10 minutes to listen right now. Such self-care is respectful and empowering. Absolutely, okay? Absolutely. This is what I've been saying. If you need to set boundaries, set those boundaries, okay? It's not always saying it's going to be easy. It's not always saying people are going to be like the most happy with it, but it is a respectful thing to do, and it's you saying, I believe in myself. I love myself, I respect myself, and I'm going to listen to myself. And by doing that, you're setting that boundary, you're going to build up your strength, you're going to build up your connection, all right? Any other cards for our beautiful pile number 3? Listen to the wisdom of your intuition. Your inner voice is the best friend you will ever have. Seek answers from deep within rather than just through your intellect. So beautiful, and you got this here with the Queen of Cups, which I just love as well, because the Queen of Cups, in my opinion, is so intuitive. I don't know why I couldn't say that. It's so intuitive and so magnetic, and I just feel like your guides are really calling on you to listen to your intuition, listen to the intuition. And I know that sometimes when we go through kind of a traumatic experience, or we've been manipulated in our past, it can be kind of hard to listen to your intuition, because we think to ourselves, I don't know my intuition anymore. You know, okay, I'm going to turn this card over. I haven't looked at it yet, but I don't want to get distracted by its message. You know those people we have in our life, and I'm going to speak from my own example here. If this resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't, no worries. But we sometimes have those people in our life, and especially the manipulative kind of people, where they start to make you feel like you're crazy, and you'll be like, remember when you said this thing to me? And they'll be like, oh, I never said that, right? Like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I never said that. You're crazy. Why would you think I would ever say that to you? Those people that start to kind of really get to you on a brain level and gaslight you or manipulate you and make you think that you are crazy for trusting your intuition. Been there, done that, all right? And it's so hard to recover from that, like truth and honesty here. It can be so hard to recover from that, because when you listen to your intuition, you had someone telling you were crazy, or you had someone telling you it wasn't true, or you had someone telling you whatever, and it can be really emotional. I feel like I'm gonna cry right now, oh my goodness. It can be really emotional and raw to try to heal from that trauma and try to heal your intuition and believing yourself again. And this is going to be a journey, but it's going to be one that's definitely gonna pay off, all right? And so just start very gently by listening to your intuition again, rebuilding that connection again, asking them what they think and hearing them. Literally treat them like a friend and nourish them back to health, all right? Nourish them back to health, nourish them back to a condition in which you can have that bond with them. And be kind to yourself through this transition as well, because you did go through a lot if you were in that energy. And it's okay to not be like immediately like, yep, I trust you again, we're besties, but nourish them back to health, all right? The last card you got, I don't think I've ever seen this card either. Enjoy the tranquility of water. Absolutely, we got all cups here. To remove stress, immerse yourself in a soothing bath, walk near a body of water, or gently splash your face with water. Okay, good message to receive here on the end here. They're giving you a way of kind of cleansing and releasing as well, and removing some extra stress. I'm not surprised, because we got so many cups here. Honestly, all cups in one major, and what that's showing me is that we might have some water signs tapping in here, or just that we have a lot of people that are like to connect with the water. And water is an incredibly healing and high vibrational energy as is. So it's an absolutely beautiful card to get when we're talking about releasing stress, when we're talking about removing those energies that do not serve us. If you're feeling worked up, if you're feeling annoyed, if you're feeling angry, take a shower, take a bath, go walk by a body of water, or splash your face with some, all right? Now we're going to jump into the cord cutting portion of today's video. So I'm going to stand up. My audio is probably going to sound different for a little bit, so bear with me. We're going to do both the feather and the selenite knife portion of this, but I want to give a few disclaimers before we start. First and foremost, if you do not want to be around for this part of the video, you do not have to be. Thank you so much for being here for as long as you were, and I adore you, and I'm so grateful for you. But if you would like to leave, I totally understand, so I will see you next time. But let's go ahead and talk about what cord cutting is, all right? I'm going to stand over here so you can hear me a little bit better. So cord cutting, I mean, at least on my channel specifically, I should say, I know that there are people out here on YouTube who do often do cord cutting to remove people from your life, and to each their own. That is just not what I'm doing personally here today. I am not saying that we're going to remove anybody, any connection, anything like that. What we are simply doing is removing energy that does not serve us. I like to envision energy as like a little blob. I kind of like to see from the movie, oh my god, what was it called? Soul. The little like blob monsters when we get stressed or worried or anxious. I see the energy as that, even if it came from someone I love. Full disclosure, I cut my cords with my mom, my fiance, my best friends all the time. My, you know, my readings, I cut my cords from that, because just because I love them, it doesn't mean I have to take on certain energy that is not serving me. And just because I cut the cords, it does not mean I do not love them, and I'm not going to go see them literally 5 seconds later, because you know I am. All right, but say my wife came home with, did I say wife or fiance? it's my wife now. Say my wife would come home from work or something and she was holding on to some energy that was not serving her, and I accidentally took it on as my own. I would come to the room, cut my cords, and what I would do is I would envision this energy as like a little blob, a little monster, separate from her, just a little blob with a monster energy, and I would see kind of a cord connecting me to that energy. Then I'm going to cut that, and when I cut that, I release the energy that does not serve me, and then I'm going to send healing light to seal up that place where we cut the cord and kind of heal that energy, if that makes sense. All right, so we are not removing people from our life. We are not saying goodbye to those who did not serve us, unless it's what you're wanting to do. All power to you, but I am setting the intention that we are just removing energy that does not serve us. We're removing energy of those who have not been benefiting us, their words, their actions, these thoughts, these beliefs, etc. So we're going to start with the feather. The feather is a bit of a lighter cut in my opinion. I do like the feather. I think I personally prefer the selenite knife because it's a little bit more tough, but this is a feather that we can use to go ahead and cut cords. This is what we're going to start with. When we're going to cut cords, I'm going to walk you through a series of kind of saying certain things. If you would like to say them with me, you are more than able to, you're more than willing to. You do not have to. And then I'm going to do it all in silence, and then you can say your own affirmations there during that time, or just sit in silence, and then we're going to do the healing and then move on to the selenite knife. All right, before we get started, I'm going to take 3 deep breaths, and I would highly recommend you do this with me. Why? Is because it helps me get grounded and be in the moment, but if you do it with me, it also helps you get grounded and be in the moment, and it also helps me connect very closely with your connection, with your energy, so I can really tune in and tap into whose energy are we trying to kind of tune in here today and what cords we need to cut. All right, so let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths together. We're going to breathe in for 3, hold for 3, and then breathe out all the way. Extend, okay? Let's go. Breathe in. Hold. Release. Breathe in. Last one, breathe in. Release. All right, we are going to start with the feather. Again, if you would like to repeat me, feel more than welcome to, but if you would like to just sit in silence, that's totally fine as well. I see you. I hear you. I feel you. I release you. I release you. I release you. I release. I release. I release. I release. You have no power here. Whew. You have no power here. Whew. I release. 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 Give it to Gaia. 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 I see you. I feel you. I hear you. But I release. I release. I release. Now I'm going to do the part in silence. All right, and now we are going to set some healing energy and heal the places where we want to cut those cords. All right, I want you to put your hands over your heart in whatever way looks like, whatever way feels right for you. And I want you to visualize all these cords that you have cut. You have released all this energy that does not serve you. You released all this energy that has just been sucking your life source and making you feel tired, resentful, angry, etc. And you have released that. It is free. You are free. You are free to be who you've always been meant to be. You are free to be happy. You are free to call back your power. Now, where all those cords were, where all the energy once was taken from you, I want you to envision a glorious beam of light, whatever color resonates with you. The color purple is coming to mind for me, so whatever color resonates with you. Purple is a very healing color, so if that resonates with you, definitely go for it. Green is also coming to my mind, which is also a very healing color. All right, so we're going to identify and realize and sit with ourselves and visualize this beautiful beam of light going to all of these holes, all of these places where the cords were once cut. We're going to visualize it happening, visualize those cord holes being replaced with love and light and healing energy, and we're going to call back our power now. Right. I call back my power, yes please. I call back my energy, yes please. I call back the energy of I call back my energy from what did not serve me, and I am now healed. I am healed. I'm a glorious being full of love and light and healing energy. Alright, and now we are going to move on to the selenite knife portion of this. Same as before, I'm going to speak, I'm going to do it in silence, and then we're going to heal. I see you, I hear you, I feel you, I release you, I release, I release, I release, I release. Give it to Gaia, give it to Gaia, give it to Gaia, give it to Gaia. I release. You have no power here. You have no power here. You have no power here. I release you. I release you. I release. I release. We're going to give it to Gaia to turn into light. Give it to Gaia to turn into light. Give it to Gaia. Turn into light. Give it to Gaia. Turn into light. All right, absolutely beautiful pile number 3. I feel like we released a lot during that. Absolutely awesome. Now we're going to do the same thing and send that healing energy back to those places where we cut those cords and do some healing. All right, I want you to put your hands over your heart in whatever way looks like, whatever way feels right for you. And I want you to visualize all these cords that you have cut. You have released all this energy that does not serve you. You released all this energy that has just been sucking your life source and making you feel tired, resentful, angry, etc. And you have released that. It is free. You are free. You are free to be who you've always been meant to be. You are free to be happy. You are free to call back your power. Now, where all those cords were, where all the energy once was taken from you, I want you to envision a glorious beam of light, whatever color resonates with you. The color purple is coming to mind for me, so whatever color resonates with you. Purple is a very healing color, so if that resonates with you, definitely go for it. Green is also coming to my mind, which is also a very healing color. All right, so we're going to identify and realize and sit with ourselves and visualize this beautiful beam of light going to all of these holes, all of these places where the cords were once cut. We're going to visualize it happening, visualize those cord holes being replaced with love and light and healing energy, and we're going to call back our power now. All right, I call back my power, yes please. I call back my energy, yes please. I call back the energy of I call back my energy from what did not serve me, and I am now healed. I am healed. I'm a glorious being full of love and light and healing energy. Pile number 3. So that was your reading. I really hope this resonated with you. I hope this provided you some healing, some clearing, and some good releasing so we can welcome a new high vibe energy into our life. If this did resonate with you, please leave a comment down below and let me know. Commenting, subscribing on my videos, subscribing to my channel, and giving a thumbs up to my videos helps me so much and helps my channel grow. So I would really appreciate if you would like to do that. It means the world to me, so thank you so much. I wanted to remind y'all that I do have a Patreon, which is Liv's Light. I do also accept private tarot readings done via Zoom at www.marinatarot.com, and don't forget that from March 1st to March 31st of 2022, you can get 10% off all 1 hour private readings done with me via Zoom using the code GRATEFUL, okay, at checkout. I also wanted to let you know that I do accept both tips and donations at Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. My PayPal is acting kind of weird, so if you'd like to use PayPal, scroll down to my description, click on the link, and it should take you right there. But again, tips and donations are never required nor an expectation, just received with so much joy and gratitude, and are one of the main reasons I'm able to continue to do this as my job full time. All right, so thank you so much everyone who has left me your tip or donation. And I also wanted to give you one last reminder, I know this is lengthy, I'm sorry, that I am doing daily cards of encouragement both on my Instagram, Lives Light, under my Reels, or on my YouTube channel, Lives Light, under my Shorts. Every single day for the month of March, we're doing cards of encouragement. So if that's something you want to see, just a 60-second pick-me-up, definitely check those out and let me know what you think of them. I adore you. I love you. Thank you so much for all of your love, all of your support, and all of your kindness. You guys seriously are the best, and it never goes unnoticed. So thank you so much. Always remember to show others love, show your light, and shine so bright. And I will see you, cutie patooties, for my next video. Bye.